This is not a test. This is not a test. This is not a test. I don't know if you can hear. This is not a test. This is not a test. I don't know if you can hear me.
rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude? All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law.
Good evening. Hello, True Crime Guardians. Today is Saturday, November the 15th, 2025, and it is 7:31 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hello, my friends. My energy is good. My voice is a little but I'm here for it. There was no way I couldn't get on here and go live with you guys. You good, dudes? It does, Hannah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Anybody who gets caught up over in the vertical, if you just click the pin link at the top, you can meet us over here in the other chat. If you want to hang out in vertical, you're welcome to do that as well. I'll see you chatting both. It's an amazing way to support the channel. If you would like and subscribe, I would be really appreciative of that. And let me go through and see who's here. This is from Rubber Ramada last night, who said won't be able to make the entire live. Hit the like for Hio Family Night. I'll pop in and out. Last night I had to cancel it because I was feeling a little under the weather. Speaking of, Cindy, how are you feeling? I hope you're doing well. Cindy from sunny South Florida is here. Hannah UK is here. How are you doing, Hannah? Abellis is here. You'll be listening while you're doing a few chores. Okay. Twisted Quill is here. Time to snuggle in with some snacks and great people. We're so glad that you're here. Masks are mandatory in this chat. We have a sick bay currently. I really appreciate that, Hannah. We're going to need it. It's social distancing, right? 6 feet. 6 feet, everyone. Teresa, hi, how are you? I hope that you made it over to the main chat. As I can see, you are on vertical. If you need help with that, just let me know and I'll get you moved over. Hi, Sweet Pea. So nice to see you. Cindy, I do hope you're feeling better soon. Oh, Dandy, how are you? So nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hannah did me the quick favor and said that the pinned link worked for the chat, so you guys can jump on over here whenever you're ready. Forrest says, popping in to give a like. We'll have to rewatch as I'm moderating right now. Have fun, everyone. Forrest, who do you moderate for? Just curiously. That way we can support you too, and we'll be right here when you get back. Thank you so much for coming in, at least leaving the like. I appreciate that so much. Oh my God. Your phone went crazy? What? Allegedly Speculating is here today. Allegedly, when you get a few minutes before we ever get started tonight, I would love to chat with you up here for about 3 or 4 minutes when you have a moment. So just take your time. If you have an opportunity to do that, I would love to do that for 3 or 4 minutes. Money jar, you got a swear jar? Much better today. I got out of bed today. I'm so glad you're feeling a little better. And you're much better? Goodness, thank goodness. Allegedly Speculating says, hey, Abellis, good to see you. I hope we continue to start feeling better. Am I in the preferred chat now? You can sit wherever you want to sit and chat wherever you want to. I just like being able to have you all in. Well, I like you being able to sit where you feel like you're not alone. Yeah, I'm going to call you out, girl. I'm going to call you out. You moderate for Salty Sleuth Investigates. Ah, okay. Hannah or Abellis, would one of the two of you, or Allegedly Speculating, drop both Salty Sleuth and Rubber Ramada, and then when you get a chance, drop Allegedly Speculating's link as well. That way, anybody who doesn't have it can go back on the live and look. Now, I'm going to do this copy and paste. Allegedly Speculating, come here. Just for a second, I won't keep you. Hi, Orange Rose, how are you? Jenny Jan, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well this evening. Thank you very much for us. Let her know that she is in our thoughts and that we're hanging out over here talking crap about Diane Downs. And and we'll see you soon and we'll go and replay her afterwards for sure. For sure, for sure. Jenny, where you been today? With your sly side eye. Hello everyone. Hope you're feeling better here. I am getting there. I'm getting there. I am getting there. Slowly but surely. So quick note for everybody, Canes and Anna. It's so good to see you. I love your little butterflies and your flowers when you come in. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for dropping those links. I do appreciate that. You ready for some laughs? Okay, good. Good. Anybody who gets caught up over in the vertical, if you pin if the click dip it and all of that, and click the pinned link, you can meet us over here and chat and hang out. Allegedly, come see me. Allegedly, can I see you in the kitchen, please? Thank you, guys. Go hit that thumbs up for Salty when you get a moment. I dropped the link for you. Did you get it? You were lost in life today? That's okay. We're life first. So I was taking my dogs for a walk this afternoon because I felt a little bit better once the sun came up. And we have a little area, well, I say a little area, about 4 or 5 acres behind the place where I live. And hey, allegedly, thank you for coming. Not in trouble.
Hey,
Not in trouble. Not in trouble.
okay, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I had an echo. Sorry, my bad.
Those
How are you?
egos. You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can
No?
hear you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes?
I can.
Okay.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Okay, chat. This is allegedly speculating for anybody that doesn't know, and I wanted to take a moment to thank you.
Don't be doing this shit. What are you doing? What? Stop it. Stop it.
Don't make me
Thank
mute
you.
you. Don't make me mute you, please.
Thank you. I want to take this moment to thank you.
Shut your face. Give me a
You.
second. Give me a second. This is allegedly speculating. What do you mean, who? Hey, Mustang. So good to see you. Hi again, Teresa. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, 3 hellos. I want to take a moment to thank allegedly speculating today, and just a small. I will not cry. I won't do it. I won't make you cry. But Brandy Vaughn, mother of Michael Monkey Vaughn, came into her live chat today, and it meant more than I can put into words just to see that the true crime space that you've opened up for her and the facts, the timelines, the filings, the videos, the reminders, um, gave her a space where she felt like she could come in instead of lurking. She felt like she could come out and say what she needed to say just to let you know that she was lurking in the background and that she appreciated you keeping her son's name alive. When somebody connects to the stories and the parents or the families and the victims show up, it reminds us of the reason that we cover true crime. That's why we do this. We don't do this for the drama and the bullshit and the extra extras and the super chats and the memberships. Those are all very nice. Those are all very fitting when you need to pay your bills, right? But the presence of Brandy in the chat today brought the human heartbeat into the conversation. And the way that you honored her son today was exactly how it should be. I felt like you had respect. I felt like you had compassion. And I feel like you acknowledged that behind the headlines that there's an actual person and a life that has to be seen and remembered. And I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you sharing your time and your strength with us and allowing Brandy to share her strength with us because I feel like it grounded the entire chat. And hopefully, it will be a reminder to our community that empathy matters just as much as accuracy. And I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you more than you know. And that's why I love you. And that's why you're my best friend.
Oh, don't make me cry. Thank
I'm
you.
not. I'm not. But
I love you too.
I just wanted you to know. It was an excellent time in chat today. It was really, really awesome of you. That was all I wanted to
Thank
say.
you. I feel like I didn't do her justice, but thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, it doesn't matter when you come into a case. I think just the fact that you looked into it and it was something that has now become important to you to see through and go through all of the timeline and all of the facts and the documents and everything that you can find with your chat. You know, it doesn't hurt to have new, fresh eyes. And then you have the people who've been with Brandy from the beginning who will come in and help guide the way on the things that we don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not going to pick up where you left off. I had so many thoughts. I had to stop myself from coming up today because once you got my attention. And I felt like that means that if you had my attention, you know how I squirrel, you had everybody's attention. And then the second that that happened, it changed the entire life for me. We all have to remember that these families, when you tag them or you tag their children or you use their names and it gets around, people are going to find out who you are. And the best way for you to do things the right way is to honor them the way that you did. So I hope that you go far. I
Well,
appreciate you.
thank you. I hope you do too. And I appreciate you. And you're doing a really good job with this case because I have no idea. And you're doing a great job with it. Thank you.
This one we're all learning together. This case is 42 years old. We're just learning together. We're sitting next to the bedside with Diane Downs and calling her out on her bullshit because it is who it is.
It is
she,
insane.
she ain't gonna change her. Mustang says hello,
Hey.
and it says who is that? She doesn't even know. Can't stay, but hello. Well, thank you very much, Mustang. I appreciate you. Southern Cats is here, and Cindy says hi, Jessica.
Hey,
Jessica.
Cindy.
So anyway, I don't want to keep you or anything. I'm sure you're doing a million things, and I just wanted to say thank you very much. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. I think everybody agreed that you know, that the purpose of what you're doing was made very, very clear today. And
Thank you.
these families, you know, we think, oh, we get on the internet, we can just talk, we can say whatever we want, and it doesn't really affect anybody. And the fact is that it may not affect everybody, but it affects somebody.
Yeah.
You know. And I was bawling, I will not lie. I was sitting at the table and I had just gotten groceries delivered and my husband looks up and he's helping me get groceries in and I look up and I'm just bawling and he's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Brandy's in the chat." And he's
I
like,
know
"Who? What?"
Mr. Speculating came in and was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Dude, I can't even begin to tell you right now." Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, I just think about her. Like, could you fucking imagine? Jesus.
No. No.
God.
You know, Jess, you and I've talked about it a couple of times. Burying two of my children has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do in this lifetime.
I'm sorry, I couldn't imagine that either.
No, but I got to bury them. So
Yeah.
my pain for her is that she knows that he's gone. She's grieving his loss and has been grieving his loss for years. But what she's grieving now is the fact that she can't go anywhere to talk to him and to be with him and to just sit, you know.
Yeah.
You can pray and you can do all the things that go along with that, or you can, you know, believe in whatever higher power you believe in. But at the end of the day, knowing where he is going to make it so much easier for her to have closure in some ways, you know.
Yeah. I hope they will finally admit to what they did when
I
they're
hope
in
so.
jail.
I hope so. I mean, I don't have hate in my heart for anybody, but I definitely have a strong disdain, a strong dislike for them.
Yeah.
And I think that if they could just, you know, there's a lot of people that go to the grave with the secrets that they hold. Somehow or another, I do hope that she can find peace no matter what happens. No
Me
matter what.
too.
It sucks. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and I love you, bestie, and I'm
I
gonna
love
go
you
now.
too. All right. Bye,
Alright,
sweetie.
bye.
Good night. Oh, so where were we? Oh, yes, where we last left off. Left off. We were at the bedside of one Diane Downs. Diane Downs. Let me get my thought process back together over here. Here we go. Diane Downs, 1983 interrogation at her bedside. So, oh, pass them all out. Pass the tissues. Pass the masks and tissues, hand sanitizer, all that. So the last, week and 2 weeks actually, we've been talking about Diane Downs' parole hearing and her crimes and everything that happened in 1983. The last time we were together, we discussed her 1983 bedside interrogation, where they basically went over and we heard for the first time the way that Diane Downs has reacted from the beginning. So we've heard the end, and now we're going back from the to the beginning, and we're going to go to the second part of that beginning. You guys are great. So many of you were there, and so many of you got to see that, and I really, really appreciate all the support. All of the support. Allegedly always brings the best of her beautiful soul when she comes out to the interwebs. Bravo. Oh, Twisted Quill, that was very nice. You did, Jess. Twisted, exactly. That's the link to the live today. I didn't have time to go out and pull any of it out. I would have loved to do that. But it was so emotionally powerful and strong today. I kind of wanted to make sure that AS got um, her downtime after that live, because as creators, that pulls us. It pulls us in a direction that you can't explain. We just, even the small creators, we put a lot of time and effort into trying to respect the victims and their families. And when they come in, it just puts such an emotional part of us, makes us vulnerable, makes them vulnerable, makes us vulnerable. So I think a lot of us cried today for Brandy and her family. I pray one of those scumbags says where Michael is. Yes, I agree. 8 years older than me, this case. Oh, the Diane Downs case? Yeah, it's because she's a baby. Thank you, AS, for all you do. Anybody stuck over in the vertical chat, make sure you click that link and come on over to the main chat and hang out with us. Hopefully we have a few extra nice new people. It was definitely emotional for you too, Curious. Christine, you were very quiet today. You must have just been lurking and chilling and hanging out. And we're back to the woman that we strongly dislike. And now we're going to laugh some. I'm sure we're going to laugh and throw things. It was pretty heavy. It was pretty heavy. Curious Christine has been a member for 2 months. 2 months and counting. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you being here. I really do enjoy spending time with you guys. I really do. Let me say thank you properly. I wonder if that wizard is going to finish that latte, because I feel like I need a latte. Oh, okay, yeah. What I was going to say right before I was waiting for allegedly speculating, and before we get into this, I was outside in the lot. It's like a big grass lot, and there's some trees and ant beds and grass. That's pretty much what it is. So I take my dogs out there, and we'll usually walk the track like around the whole square lot, and my dogs and I are minding our business. I have both pretty large dogs. Both are 80 and 100 pounds. And I have a Shepsky and I have a Staffordshire Terrier mix. Almost looks like a pit bull. And very pretty dog, very well behaved dogs, very good recall. But they're both on leashes. And I am I have got my back turned towards the house and I'm walking with the dogs, and all of a sudden they start pulling on me, and I turned around and there is about an 85-pound pit bull barreling towards all of us. Okay, Hannah, be careful. Oh, here, I got a pizza for you. Hopefully you feel good enough for pizza. I know you've been ice cream. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so this pit bull comes barreling at us, and both of my dogs at the same time. They don't know a bad human, and they've never met a bad dog. So both of them are really, really confused on why this dog is barreling at their mama. So they both like brah and pulled me over into the grass and drug me around a little bit, while the gentleman who conveniently let his dog out without a leash just was like, "Sorry, ma'am, sorry, sorry," while he's yelling at his dog. And so, yeah, that happened. And so now I have along with my cold in my congested chest, I know I have a uh, back issue because they drug me down to the ground and pulled my arm out of freaking socket or something. I don't know. So, yeah, there's that. But he's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am." And then, but I was really proud of my dogs because, like I said, they've never seen a bad dog or a bad human. So I'm like, their recall was pretty good. I called them back, and both of them came and sat next to me. And because that dog tried to fight them at first. And I was like, "Nope, this is not, yeah, this is not good. Not good." But I was very proud of their behavior. So I was a proud dog mama today. Where's that banner? Oh, okay. I know what I don't understand, and I'll be honest with you, I do not care. Yeah, I know it. Me personally, if your dog has a good recall, I am okay with you having your dogs off a leash. My dogs do not go off a leash because there's a city ordinance, but and it was a pit bull, and people already think the worst about those dogs in general. They just get a bad rap. And I'm not sure. I think she might have just wanted to play, but she was barreling at them so quickly that they didn't have time to think about whether they were playing or not. And so, yeah, it was a scary couple of minutes. Them dragging me down was the worst part of it for me because getting back up was a chore with the back. So, but anyway, that's my sad sob story for today. Feel bad for me, and then let's go on. I say feel bad for me. I felt bad enough as it was for the dog. I didn't want nobody to hurt that dog. He was almost attacked so many times. Oh, DoorDash. Oh my goodness. I like the idea of DoorDash. I like the freedom, the idea of DoorDash, but yeah, there's so many horror stories nowadays. I don't know that I could do it, especially not worried about being attacked by other people's animals. Dogs can be very unpredictable, even well-trained dogs. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Cindy. Did you figure out what happened today? Were you just stressed out? Did you not eat properly? I do too, Teresa. I will. I don't have access to goldenrod tea, as Jess would like to say, but my husband's going to make me some warm tea and make sure that I get a warm bath after I get off of here tonight and be very relaxed and happy for my Saturday evening. So I get to be spoiled a little bit. Loose Pit and Roddy came up to my Great Pyrenees once, no owner. Kino took his collar off, which I didn't know he could even do, and sat on them. He let them go, and they ran away. I love that. So Moxley did the same thing. He doesn't have a collar because he doesn't like to be choked around the neck. Oddly enough, as a dog, he doesn't like it to be choked around the neck. So he has a a halter that goes around his whole chest and body. And when that happened, somehow or another, same thing, he knew to back out of his harness and completely was loose of the leash at the end. Now, the baby, Tyler, did not do that, but I'd let go because the idea that I'm going to keep two large dogs from fighting another dog and, screaming and panic in the middle of it was a bad idea. So I've always been taught that you need to let go of the dogs. So I didn't mention this earlier to you guys, but I got emancipated when I was 16. That was 1984. Anyway, my attorney, William Furtick, was also the same attorney for Diane Downs' kids. Christine, that's so interesting. That's not off topic. That's right on topic. That's a great segue back into where we're supposed to be. No worries. Wow. That's kind of cool. I mean, in some ways, you know what I mean? Some ways it's kind of cool. Your doctor thinks it was not enough food and slightly dehydrated. My daughter's here, driving me nuts every hour, checking my blood pressure. That's what good daughters do. That's what good daughters do. That's so interesting. Yeah, it really is interesting and definitely a small world. Christine, that's kind of like, yeah. Did you know that, like, growing up? Or is that something you learned recently? Or you knew that through the years? 58. You're such a youngin' too. It is so interesting. You did know it growing up? That's cool. Emancipated at 16. Girl, I wish I'd have sat my ass at home till 24, 25. If I'm being honest with you. I should have stayed my ass at home. All right, so bedside interrogation part 2. Should we begin? It looks like we're at 32 minutes of an hour and 1. So let's see what we get through. The other part of our series is her audio diaries. We have access to 2 that I know of. And then we'll dive in next week. My hope is to dive into the Robert Knickerbocker secret tapes. I know there's been a creator that's recently gone over them, but I definitely want to do our own deep diving. So I'm super excited about that. And I want to do that with you guys. And then, I don't know, we'll have to pick a next case. I was thinking, since Scott Peterson is trying to go through getting himself out, and there's some new filings and stuff on that, maybe we can go that road. Eileen Warnos has a brand new documentary for 2025. So there's some new stuff on that. And there's quite a few things going on, like from old cases that have some new stuff. I'll just have to do a poll and see if you guys want to go old or new on this next one. All right, here we go.
Are you afraid now? Are you scared?
I would tell you this also, but I swear you won't believe me. I rented a house from Carl Peterson at one point. He was the psychiatrist for the Downs kids. I would believe you. I mean, it's all in that same area, so that's amazing. Amazing. So you rented a house, but you never got treatment from him. That's amazing. Small world. Definitely small world. I haven't met too many famous people. My dad was a musician. My uncle was a musician. I meet, musicians that are pretty famous. My dad went on tour with a country star that was well known back then, and then a couple of other people, but never anybody that was associated with something the whole world would know. So I think that's amazing. That's an amazing story. I know. You have to come up and tell us about it someday. I need to do an open panel where I can just have you all come up and hang out.
Okay, well, the purpose of this tape, apparently the tape recorder had stopped and we weren't aware of it for how long? 10 minutes or so? I don't know, you say 10 minutes. Well, anyhow, we've been discussing quite a bit, and the recorder was off. Okay, we were coming off Sunderland Road, and you turned right, which would have been taking like northeasterly direction, toward Marcola, but you didn't go through Marcola.
Right.
I think that's what you're saying.
I went up to where the front side or the back side, you call it, Sunderman Road is,
Yes.
right up there by the bridge. And that's it, and then we came back down. And
I think
that's,
I'd asked you how fast you usually drive that. And you
usually go about 35 or so, yeah.
People honking.
No, there was hardly anybody out on the road.
I mean, when you drive like that, is that how you usually drive out to that area?
Well, we haven't been out to that area the kids and I have never been out in that area, ever. But whenever we do our driving, it's that slow. And no, there's hardly ever anybody. We usually go in the evening because.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hey Alexa, stop. Kane's Dana asked, curious, was it a small town? Not even that small. I mean, Eugene and Springfield are basically connected. Springfield may be 50K at the time, and Eugene may be 75K, or it could be, I guess, could be too high. I met the mayor of my town, the town preacher, and the biggest ice cream shop in the area's owner. The ice cream shop people came to this state to visit. There's only one, but I was meeting them to sell. What? I'm, I'm giggling at the situation, not at you. You've grown so much since then, and that's why I'm giggling. Put her around there. I was stalked by a famous baseball player, Hank Aaron, for 2 years when I was 16. Hank Aaron? Really? That's scary and wow. He wasn't a little guy in his later years either. Like, that's a. Do you guys know who Hank Aaron is? He wasn't a little guy in his later years. He passed away in 2021, but he was not a little guy. What did he want with you, Cindy? Well, besides the obvious, he better illegal substances at 16. Crazy shit. Your story is way better, more interesting, Chrissy. But the lawyer was the kid lawyer, so it's not weird. I connected with him. No, that's not weird at all. That's not weird at all. Yes. Do me a favor if you're here and you haven't done so, please smash that like button and subscribe if you feel inclined. You're famous yourself, and so you've met yourself. I believe that, Hannah. I have seen you, and you have the most famous face I have ever seen. And I'm not going to tell people who you are. They just need to know you as Hannah, not Hannah Montana. 1976, 77. So, yeah, he was, wow. I mean, he was already in his 40s. He should have behaved himself. He should have behaved himself. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Hannah, you are famous to Abellas, Hannah Bradicus. I met the economic minister of a European country, but I can't remember which one. We had a convo about maternity and paternity leave, childcare for 6-week-old infants, etc. That's awesome. That's amazing. You got nothing? Abella, stop doxing Hannah. It is something I've always remembered. That's pretty cool. Cindy, you got to stop being so darn cute. Them boys chasing you around. That's scary. 2 years? 2 years, that's too long. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I don't think so. We ran into Brian Austin Green at a theater and debate um, meet one time, and I was doing debate, go figure, trying to learn my legal terms. It was scary. They came here every year for spring training. It's, yeah. Florida's a place where a lot of teams go to spring train down there, right? I mean, not all of them have their own facilities, and Florida's a good place to train. That's crazy. Brian Austin Green from 90210. It was in passing. Weird. He's a weird dude. I didn't care. Whatever. Okay, let's see. Well, anyway, we had been discussing quite a bit, and the recorder was off. So Diane is probably not going to say what she. Well, I mean, she wouldn't have known that the recorder was off. So now that they're back on, and now that she knows they're back on, I wonder if they'll go back over. I think they were talking about Sunderman Road and how she turned right towards Marcola, but she didn't go through Marcola. So then her story starts breaking down on this second half. She says I think that's I went up to where the front side or the back side, she says. You caught Sunderman Road is right up there by the bridge, and that's it. Like she's just scrambling the story. So, and then she'll switch, and then she'll change the way she was talking about the incident. Just a little tiny bit. Okay, here we go.
The kids and I have never been out in that area, ever. But whenever we do our driving, it's that slow. And no, there's hardly ever anybody. We usually go in the evening because that's the quietest time of the day for us. We've already had our supper and the kids are being wound down from school and stuff
Hi,
like
Norma.
that. So that's usually we go out towards the evening and do our driving, and nobody's ever out. Everybody's at home eating.
You mentioned about, you just said you've never been out in that area ever.
Except that my dad took me about 2 weeks after I got here.
Oh, okay. Well, you never ever been out there, or your dad took you 2 weeks after you got here? I mean, I don't understand what you're. You did go? You didn't go?
Okay, I'm confused.
Mhm.
He took me up Marcola to, I don't know wherever that is up there, and it crosses over, but anyway, somehow we got on Deerhorn Road, and we came back down Deerhorn.
But you've been out to the Florids before.
Right, I've been out to Heather's
A couple
house.
times.
Yeah, the first night I was here, we went out to Heather's. I took her home. My dad showed me how to get there, and it was at night. And I didn't remember it very well, but I
How did you
remember.
meet her?
We started. Whenever you start in a post office, you have to go.
You know what? I did not catch it. I did not catch it. And I'm going to say it. I'm not going to rewind it back. You guys will have to rewind it back if you don't believe me. But she literally contradicts herself. Like when she implies that she's not familiar with the area, then she says it like she is familiar. She says, "We usually drive out that way." And then out of the middle of nowhere, she's like, "We usually drive that slow." Yeah, a lot more of the circular crap. We usually drive that slow, meaning she had something in her mind she was thinking about. Was she thinking about going to, like, from the house to the hospital? We've never been out there ever, but before she said we usually drive that slow, we usually drive out that way. That's crazy. She said she's only been there once, so had I know. How did she usually? Agreed. Agreed. Interesting.
You have to go through training,
Oh,
and
she's with the post office department.
yeah,
Oh.
she's a carrier also. And
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is she like projecting into a later part in the afternoon or the evening? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you get where I'm coming from. It's interesting. It's very interesting. That's just who she is. Where is that at? Oh, yes. If you are caught up in the vertical live, click the pin link and meet us over here in chat and hang out. It's a slow chat night. We've got a lot of people that are live, so it gets to be small enough I can talk with everybody. I drank shots tequila with Mickey Gilley at Gilley's in Pasadena, Texas in 1979. No, my clothes didn't fall off. I was with my first husband. I puked all night and the next day. That sounds like amazing fun. Emma says, "Oh no." Yeah, I'm not going to come out here and start talking about what I done and ain't done in certain places that I either maybe had bartended at or maybe DJ'd at. Leave that over there in the left-hand corner. And maybe who sang karaoke in certain places. I'm just going to leave that there. We'll talk about that another night. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly's got her stories, but my stories don't have any illegal substances in them. But I got stories. No, allegedly, we'll have to have a story night or something where we tell all the secrets. Maybe not all the secrets, but you know. All right, let's see. We started the same day. Let me go back over here and see what she is saying. Same day. Okay. She's. I've been out to Heather's house, so she gets a story night. Yes, Bellis, I bet you got some stories. You guys have all got some fun stories. You know what? Maybe we shouldn't do that in a public space. Maybe we should do that in private. You mentioned about, you just said you've never been out in the area ever, except, and then she says, except that my dad took me about 2 weeks after I got here. He took me up to Marcola. I don't know where that is out there, and it crosses over, but anyway, somehow we got on Deerhorn Road and we came back down Deerhorn. But she had been out to the something before. Oh, you've been out there before, right? I've been out to Heather's house, yes. The first night I was here, we went out to Heather's. I took her home. My dad showed me how to get there, and it was at night. And I don't remember it very well, but I remember I remember whenever we started at the post office, you have to, excuse me, you have to go through training, and we started the same day. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, I know. Yeah, lots of stories. Maybe not so much in public. Amelia says, I know you do. Hi, how was your day today? I'm so glad you're here. And it looks like you might be stuck over in vertical. If you click that link up at the top, a pinned link, it'll bring you over to the main chat. So come on over. Come on over. Okay, back on topic. Diane still seems today to have the same attitude about twisting her stories. Yeah. Yes. Oh man, a bonfire story night. I missed the ghost stories that you guys had on Halloween. Gotta move your dryer. 2 dryers, 1 in and 1 out slowly. Be very careful, Abellas. We'll be waiting right here. I'm so glad you're feeling better. So glad you're feeling better. Okay, let's keep going.
And we started the same day and we were in the same training class. We're the only 2 people in the training class. So that's how I met her.
All right. And what else were we talking about that didn't get on the tape?
Mostly about Nick.
Oh, you made a phone call.
Yeah.
And talked with
Karen.
Karen. Okay.
Karen, which is the girl. Yeah. Right. I was saying how I didn't want Nick to find out about this because Nick is the type of a person that doesn't like hassles. I explained to you how I had viral meningitis at the first of the year and he turned his back on me. And I don't really think it was so much the illness as the fact that it was a kink. It was something that he had to deal with and he didn't want to. He likes a nice, smooth life. He likes women to take care of him and cater to him, and he just sits back. All he has to do is work.
Is that what you did?
And yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. So she does sound like she has a little disdain for that guy. So let's see. Hello? The delivery people didn't do that? I agree with Christine. Why are you doing that? Oh, I'm so glad. You look great in green. We could definitely do it in Discord. Going to do Bonfire Live sometime after we move. Yes. You could do it. We could. Oh, I can't wait. I'm driving up there. We're gonna do Bonfire Live together. That'll be so much fun. It will be fun. Bellis, you aren't in the refrigerator. Oh, weren't you in the fridge just a few days ago? You must have great muscles. she's a spry thing, for sure. It wasn't ready. They would have if it had been. It's my fault. Yes, she is. Stubborn arse. Is this the guy she unalived her child for? Yes, it is. And she has nicknamed him Nick. And that's short for Robert Knickerbocker. Oh my goodness. Has anyone read the Wikipedia about her early life? I think we did when we first did the first part of the parole series last week, a week and a half ago. It sounds like my neighbors are moving bodies up there, so hopefully hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, I think we looked a little bit at it. We looked at where she was born and the picture right here comes from the thumbnail I have comes from this picture too. So then her early life story is right here, and then you can read about, the alleged abuse that she accused her father of, and then she recanted on that. We talked a little bit about some of the things here through the parole hearing, but yeah, this is all of her early life stories. And it also goes into where they found the 22 caliber firearm and what everybody knew about it and who told police, and then all the way goes down into her incarceration, the aftermath, and then where we are right now. It also has a lot of references here, which is my favorite part. I don't necessarily, excuse me one second. Sorry, I don't want to cough in your ear. I don't particularly care one way or another for Wikipedia, because I think that see how if I logged in, I could actually edit this myself. But what I do like are the references that you can go to anything that you want to find that references the actual truth behind the Wikipedia, so you know where all of that is. This is a wealth of information down here. The daughter of Diane Downs from Oprah, and then this from Chowchilla or Valley State Prison, and then all of her parole hearings that she had in 2010. Yeah, so it's a good place to hang out when you got a minute. Ah, orange. That made me giggle. She couldn't take the hint. It sounds like to me. No, she didn't want to take the hint. She says he wanted him to be catered to. I can't read. My reading comprehension is maybe pre-K. Oh, I don't know how you do the job you do with the pre-K reading level. The Diana haircut. Oh, Diana, like Princess Diana? Yeah, I didn't think about that. Can't believe the things she says, not one. Like Letitia. The relationship with her parents, especially her mother. Yeah, I think so. I thought anyone could edit it. Okay, wasn't lying. Rewire, damn. What? Her dad was postmaster, by the way, if I remember correctly. I am not. I am not. Can't stand. Oh my heavens to Betsy. Okay, so everything that comes up on this one is a lot of stuff that's mostly about Nick, and so psychologically they say when somebody repeats stuff about the same person over and over and over, especially in an interview like this, it kind of shows it signals like fixation on something or somebody. So it's kind of fixation blended with obsession almost. I bet Diane was a handful as a child. Well, he hit it. Well, he hit it and guitar it. He told me he had to strap a 8x12 to his ass to keep from falling. I'll see myself. Mm-mm. So repeat myself. I do repeat myself. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Girl, you're typing. You can get me into trouble. You can get me into trouble. You get us in trouble. Oh, allegedly, look what I'm going to be doing later on during this live. You want to hear? I'll show you. That's what I'm going to be doing during my life. If I get bored, y'all have to entertain me or I'm going to get bored. Oh, going to hell. I'm sorry. Amazing. Everybody knows. Y'all should not know what talking about. Y'all, y'all are in trouble. They're in trouble because you know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. All right. Your mama's a bitch. I need that. I think I need that. Okay, I better stop. Oh, goodness. All right, I just behave.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
This sounds like a drama creator taking her nightly on stream. Stop. Her nightly on stream now. Oh, Christine. Some people you can dress them up, but you can't take them anywhere. No. I'm trying to be quiet. My husband's gonna get up in a minute. Go, I'm up. I'm up. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get struck down. We're gonna get struck down by lightning. Here it goes. We're gonna get struck. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. Serious faces. Serious faces. We're talking about crime. So she did stay away from the windows. Oh. We're just trying to concentrate. We're just trying to concentrate on true crime, you guys. Oh goodness.
That's wacky nonsense.
Oh goodness. Norma, tell these people to behave. Okay, okay. She said, I didn't want Nick to find out about this because Nick is the type of person that doesn't like hassles. She's not worried about the crime, the kids, the trauma, nothing. She's worried about Nick finding out. Cindy. Ugh. So to me, originally, the way that I saw it, and the way I've seen Diane from the beginning through her obsession, is that she's really oriented toward what Nick's comfort is and not about her child's suffering, which we know now, because she has the shame, the embarrassment, and the rejection that comes from him more than she has guilt or grief for using a firearm and killing one of her children and injuring the other two. So she's framing her choices around how this affects his opinion of her and not her children and their well being. And then she goes on to talk about how she had viral meningitis and he turned his back on her during that time. So she is going through that fear of abandonment and, rejection. So her fixation on him, allows her to go through those emotions. She's an inconvenience for him. People, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. We overuse the word narcissist, but in this case, we know for a fact that she was diagnosed with narcissistic traits, right? But when you meet somebody with narcissistic traits, they interpret the boundaries that you set for them and the boundaries that you won't, the lines that you won't let them cross as some kind of a betrayal. Because you set boundaries, you're betraying them. Does anybody know anybody like that? Yeah, her kids were hassles. Yep. Diane, Diane off. She can't even figure out this guy doesn't like her. He's just not that into you. Yeah, but that's all he's into. Yes. I have known people like that off and on because I have to set boundaries for many reasons. And I know that allegedly understands where I'm coming from. You have to set boundaries after you cross certain paths with people in your life that do nothing but push those boundaries. And as soon as you set those boundaries, they hate you for it. They hate you for it. She had a virus, I'm sure, but it was in her brain and her ass. In her ass. Girl, okay, I'm sorry.
But so does his wife.
Oh,
But so he's got made either way. But he enjoyed being with me more. We have a lot more things to do that were fun.
Hold your horses, ma'am. He he likes a nice smooth life. He likes women to take care of him and cater to him. Oh, by the way, he has a wife, right? But she implies that Nick is in need of her. She's the only one that could take care of him. He liked me better. So she's doing what we call the classic triangulation. You've got the man and the two women, right? But she's pitting herself against the wife because he likes me better. Even though he was trying to withdraw from her, she's rewriting the reality to fit whatever it is that she thinks she's talking about now. She doesn't accept that Nick has boundaries, and so she interprets those as rejection and a personal attack on her person. So he likes women to take care of him and cater to him, but so does his wife. So he's got it made either way. Wow. It's not a competition. Rubber Ramada, Isaac Ramada, nice to see you this evening. Boundaries. Yes. Yes. I'm still learning healthy boundaries. Thanks, parental people. Thanks, parental peoples. Yeah. You have to set boundaries these days. There's another creator on here, Mark the Shark. Some of you know him, some of you have seen it. And at the end of almost every live, he will tell you to elbow that person out of your damn way. Like get them away from you because all they want to do is steal your credit card and with those one of those little scanner things. He's literally talking about set your boundaries by like getting the people out of your bubble. And that's the way I look at life. You've got to get people out of your bubble sometimes just to keep yourself healthy. But as soon as you do that, when you meet people that don't like you having your own bubble, then they think you're a piece of crap for it. She can't face she has nothing. Yeah, she can't face she was nothing more than a booty call. He didn't want anything from her. Wait, I take that back. She knows exactly what he is and what he's doing, and she's 100% there for it. I agree with that. No worries, Rubber. You gotta do your thing, girl. Keep that man happy over there. Holy crap. Good evening. It's nice to see you, Stoic. Stoic, what is your picture? Explain that what that picture is. I have been curious since the beginning. Let me know what that is. But he enjoyed being with me more. We had more things that were fun. So she thinks she made him happier. We had more fun. She's building this fantasy of superiority, this narrative, just to justify her own self. I mean, we know that she's awful. She's an awful person. But trying to convince yourself, are you trying to convince yourself or are you trying to convince the detectives or both? Very delusional romantic thinking. Maybe she should write a romance novel instead. That's probably where she should focus her efforts.
Um, there were just ways that I made him happier than she did. And
Oh,
so that's why he felt a stronger attraction to me. But with me being out of the state, the attraction, if he wanted to have just a little bit better, he's got it fine with his wife. They don't get along all the time, but basically they do. But if he wants the stronger attraction with me, he had to move to Oregon, and he didn't want to. So anyway, that was a kink. But I was saying that I didn't want to tell him about this incident.
isn't it odd that she refers to probably both? Yeah. Isn't it funny that she refers to all the situations that have any reference to Nick as just kinks in their relationship. Not kinks like sexual, but kinks like these are just like kinks in the road. They've got to work them out. It was just a little bump in the road we had to remedy. Like, say offing your children. Yeah. Yeah, it would be a crazy novel. Self snitching, definitely. Projection, deflection 101. They didn't get along, but they do. Well, yeah, they didn't get along, but they do.
because I knew it would scare him off for good. And I didn't want that. I don't know what I had hoped, I guess, just that he'd never find out or something. But how do you not find out when somebody's died? But I guess I just didn't want to face him with it. I just didn't want to talk to him about it yet. But I called that call to talk to some friends about old times and old things and just get your mind off of all the stuff that's happening here. And I talked to Karen. I tried to talk to Chuck, but Chuck was already out on the street. So I talked to Karen, and she said that I should talk to Nick. And I said I didn't know. And then she said, well, he's right here. And so she went and got him and told him that I'd been shot and the kids had been shot. And so he came and talked to me. And he said, well, Diane, you sure did it this time. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, I told you never to stop for anybody on the road. And I said, yeah, I know. What do you do now? And he said, well, I bet you never do it again. I said, you're right, I won't. And there was no real consolation there. He did say, take care of yourself. But he also said, don't come.
I might be reading into this a little bit much because we're going down the quote unquote psychological road of this. But I told you to never stop for anybody on the road. So she's like developed this foundation like he had some sort of, you know, invested interest on whether or not she had safety outside of his presence. She was clearly more invested in him than he ever was in her. And we know that now. But she says, what do you do now? Like, she's looking for the validation from him, like some kind of an approval from him. I think that she's making up a conversation that probably never happened. And she says that he told her, well, I bet you never do it again. To me, that sent chills down my spine because she's never going to do it again because one of those children are dead and the other two were never in her custody again. It's creepy. Ugh. She's focused this entire like little segment here, just this little short segment that we've watched on how to preserve this little fantasy relationship that she had with this guy who was obviously rejecting her and avoiding her. And there's no grief still, there's still no trauma, there's still no concern for her children. The emotional center for her is still Nick and his approval. It's gross. And as simple as that, she's in jail. Yeah, she'll never be able to do it again because she's in jail. Ugh. When she's the other woman, yeah, there's more fun, no real life stuff. Well, yeah, but she wanted the real life stuff, and he didn't. But she still shaped it to where she thought that he was so invested in her and he needed her, and they had so much more fun. She was the good one. She was the good one. The link isn't working? Oh no, you're the only one on. Hannah, would you do me a favor? Can you go can you go get them? Is the link not working now? Hannah Banana said it was working. If you can't get it to work, go out, go into the main page and click live. Go to the live that doesn't have the little telephone on it. The telephone is the vertical live. Who gets along with anyone all the time? It was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't get along with anybody all the time. I think it was very telling. Who thinks Nick told her that? I don't. She accidentally admitted to shooting the kids. She accidentally admitted to there was an incident. She didn't particularly say that yet. But, I think she, in some ways, like allegedly has said, a Freudian slip, maybe. Yeah, picking up a hitchhiker. She did this for attention and failed miserably. This is her story. Yeah, she's just making up stuff as she goes. Stoic does not want to tell me what their cute little picture means. It looks like wood, but I can't tell. But it also looks like popcorn on the floor. And it also looks like a wall of like circus wallpaper. So these are all things that are going through my mind. Stoic, help me out here. Help! Help! Did Hannah help you out? Okay, good. Partially paying attention, so no, you're not missing stuff. You're doing just fine. Oh, okay. Hopefully you'll get over here. Hopefully you'll get this way. I think you're conniving if you get along with everyone all the time. Yes, Colleen, it is so nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Colleen has the most beautiful horse picture. Look at that horse hugging her. Oh, I love that so much. More than delusional, I think she just believes everything that comes out of her own mouth. To me, it looks like a vertical view of New York City. Oh, maybe. Maybe. 5? Don't even get along with myself all the time. Shh, you ain't lying.
I'm back here. I don't want to see you. And it just really crushed me because what I really needed was a hand to just hold me and make me feel like everything's not as bad as it is. There was a time once when I was sick and he taught me how to make a hot toddy. I mean, that's as close as he got, but at least he extended a hand. And this time he didn't even do that. I don't know, it just was not good. And I knew it wouldn't be because Nick doesn't like kinks. He doesn't like wrinkles in the works. So this morning he was talking to Barbara. I called Barbara this morning to talk to her. And yeah,
Barbara.
she's the lady at the carrier bar. She hands out accountables to the carriers. They have to take out postage
And this
and
is in
stuff like
Arizona?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
I called her and talked to her because I had just been talking to Barbara about an hour or two before we took off. I was telling her how great things were and how the kids and I were going to the park and the river and the beach, and the kids they found some sand dollars and a crab claw and all kinds of stuff, and telling her how great things were. And she said it sounds like things are neat. She's ready for a move and all that stuff. And so anyway, I just needed to talk to her again, just to see if she knew what had happened. And so I called her this morning, and she said that Nick came up to the carrier bar, and she said, well, I suppose you have heard what happened to Diane. And he said, yeah, I did. And it sounded kind of harsh to her, and so she looked at him and she said, well, doesn't it bother you? And he says, I don't know, Barb. I just hope I'm wrong, but I think she did it. And she says, my jaw just dropped down the floor. Couldn't believe he said that.
Well, there you go. So he thinks you didn't. No wonder he wasn't going to offer you any type of consolation prize for shooting your children. I guess I'm really confused on why you would think he would. This is where she's exposing, I think, for the first time for the investigators, not only her obsession, but like her skewed understanding of what a relationship is supposed to be. It's just not that into you, man. The pic I took is of an ancient Greek Roman style pillar coming through the floor of a later built Islamic fortress called the Alcazar in southern Spain that I was checking out when I was. This is a whole cool ass story. That's a whole freaking cool ass story, Stoic. Okay, you're still typing. I'll wait for the other half of that. And why are we talking about Nick in the first dang place? One child is in heaven, the other two are in the hospital, and we're fixated on a piece of shit. Or a married man that doesn't mind sleeping with you. So he knew she was crazy and exited quickly. Not quickly enough. She she tried to, kill her children. I saw her children for this man. That's amazing, Stoic. That's a cool ass story. Oh, Abellis, thank you. Freaking heck, I'm never in the thing whenever you do that. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted True Crime Guardian memberships. Everybody's gonna be green. Everybody, the whole chat's gonna be green. Let me go in here and see if I can see who got those. That's amazing, Abellis. Thank you so much. How exciting. Let me see. Go in here. Abellis, thank you. Faceted Dreamer, Marley's mom, Angie, Benny Ray, Mag, Claudia, your favorite troll. Southern Cats, Southern Cats is here, and Abellis. She's loving on Abella. She's already agreed. Thank you so much. Scratch that paint. I haven't seen Scratch in a second. Violin, Violin, Demost. Very cool. G14, Shally Tong. Y'all got the names, I tell you. It's see 20, but we only get to see 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Bellas, we're gonna have to contact YouTube and figure out what the hell this is and why that keeps happening. There's no reason that should keep happening. Let me say thank you properly. Thank you so much, Abellis, again. If you were gifted one of the True Crime Guardian memberships, please say thank you to Abellis when you get a moment. Too bad you can't be a double member, like playing checkers and getting crowned. That would be super freaking awesome. But apparently, the ones that are getting crowned aren't even showing in the chat. I keep having to go back into my studio after, not the like the right after the show, but like a couple of hours later when it updates, and then it'll show me the other 10 that got them. I don't know why it's doing that shit, and it's starting to piss me off. Starting to piss me off. I'm not sure why. You were wondering what that was too? Thank you, Bella. Thank you so much. I won't be because I have a channel that's active at streaming. Oh, you have a branded channel? That's okay, Colleen. You being here is important. That's all that I need. I really appreciate you. Abella said, you get a membership and you get a membership. Abella is always making it rain. Oh my, I realize yeah, YouTube's still drunk. I'm tired of this alcoholic behavior. That would be cool. If you have a branded channel, they won't let you get a membership because you're too cool for school. I sound like a whole ass man with this cold. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I won't be getting any 1-900 offers today, for work, is what I meant. Oh. Right, because you stream the horses and you never get gifted memberships anymore. Oh, the second half. Okay. We go back up here. Stoic said, the pic I took is of an ancient Greek Roman pillar coming through the floor of a later built Islamic fortress called the Alcazar in South Spain that I was checking out when I was there. Phew. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I had wanted to go to Spain since I was a kid because I was adopted and found some biofamily history connection to the region. It was really freaking cool. Wow, you guys have such great stories. I meet so many amazing people in this journey. I really do. Branded, I think it just means that you've changed your account from being just a regular old account to a channel that has a brand. And I guess, how would you explain that? And usually you have to Basically, it's for like businesses or organizations, and it gives the opportunity for you to have more than one. Like you could have this one, and then you could have another channel, both under one brand, and use the same like AdSense, I think. But you create your brand account through your Google account, basically. It gives you the identity of a brand identity as a company, more or less. It's like more professional, I think. And it gives you the option to separate your personal account, if that makes sense. And you can collab with other people who have awesome horse accounts. Think we need to have an intervention. I'm telling you, I'm tired of it. My membership gifting receiving isn't turned on because I hate watch. Oh yes, yes. Well, if I did that, I would definitely not be I would not be subscribed to the channel. I have actually found a way around that, and I would love to share that with you. You can actually see it. Sometimes you can see it on my channel, actually. Yeah, you can. See where it says tags right here? These are the tags right here. And if I don't want to subscribe to the channel, but I would like to go back to that channel for certain things, then I put them under a certain category. So, say I want a Krama category, I'll go with Krama, and all the Krama creators will be underneath it. If I want to go to health, all of that, or food recipes, etc., will go under that. So, if you want me to, at some point, I will show you how to do that. I'd be glad to. Because I do not
Yeah, heard what happened to Diane.
subscribe to the people that I do not care for. But then some of them I do. Most of them I don't. Oh, thank you so much for saying thank you. It's so nice to see you in chat. How's your day today? You sent me a funny for after the show? Yeah, turn it on. I don't think I have that, but I can check. Well, the only other thing is if you don't have a branded channel, then you just don't have your memberships turned on. And you should do that so that you can get gifted. Abellis is a Chroma thing. I'll send you, but you wouldn't understand. You might. Abellis might. A professional pooper scooper. Hey, somebody's got to do it. Prime time with Sheila. Welcome in. Abellis. Prime time with Sheila says thank you for the gifted membership. Yay, Sheila.
And he said, yeah, I did. And it sounded kind of harsh to her. And so she looked at him like, and she said, well, doesn't it bother you? And he says, I don't know, Barb. I just hope I'm wrong, but I think she did it. And she says, my jaw just dropped down the floor.
Yeah, that's where we were. Okay, back to your bushes. Stay safe. So she said that Nick was in that bar and he was talking to Barbara, and he says, I don't know, Barb. I think she did it. She doesn't say, oh, Nick thinks I hurt my kids, or Nick thinks that I, killed Cheryl or whatever. She's just shocked that he would think that she. I mean, I think she's in shock because she's getting rejected by this man. And I think it has nothing to do with the emotional injury that she did to her children. I think she's fixing to pit herself in the love department as to why she should be recognized as a good mother. Because she's making shit up as she goes. She wants to frame herself in being truly believable. It's like she has supporters or people that believed in her, like Barbara believed in her. Don't you know how much she loves her children? You know what I mean? Don't you know that she's the most important one in the room? She wants you to know that she has control of the narrative. I think she's just trying to manage her image at this point, at the beginning. Oh, Bellis. I love traveling. I would love to do that. Yeah, she just framed herself. Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
Couldn't believe you said that. And she said, don't you know how much Diane loves those kids? He goes, yeah, but she loves me too. As if he thought that if I killed the kids, I'd get him or something, which it would be the furthest thing from true.
Boom. Bam. Spotlight that. Wow.
You what?
I cannot believe that. Don't you know how much Diane loves those kids? See, she has supporters, people who believe in her. Yeah, but she loves me too. So her obsession with Nick is stronger than the maternal bond she had with her children. It's obviously how we know that she's so deeply fixated and that he knows her priorities are not her children. Yeah, well, she loves me too. That's the closest to the truth statement that she's going to make her entire interrogation. She absolutely did. Absolutely did. As if he thought that if I killed the kids, I'd get him or something. Wow. She doesn't even deny the act. Yes. Yes.
That is correct.
That's wonderful, Stoic. I love that. If you ever feel like you want to send the picture to me, I'd love to see it. Yes, yes, Cocker Spaniels. She's fixated on the Cocker Spaniels. Judy says, trigger warning with them Cocker Spaniels.
Got mail.
Oh,
You've got mail.
it must be Hannah. You know, you're triggering my AOL. Which would be Lordy. Orange loves Billy Madison. Oh my goodness.
Because I know how much he hates kinks.
It doesn't say how much he hates kids, how much he hates kinks.
My jaw just dropped down the floor. Couldn't believe you said that. And she said, don't you know how much Diane loves those kids? He goes, yeah, but she loves me too. As if he thought that if I killed the kids, I'd get him or something, which it would be the furthest thing from true, because I know how much he hates kinks. And so it devastated her, and I'm shocked. I can't believe he'd say that.
Mitch, how do you know it devastated Barb? You have no idea. You just said that you got to call her and make sure. Does she know about the incident? I'm so confused by this effort. She just makes some crap up.
And as I said before, as soon as I'm well enough, I'm going to go to Arizona and I'm going to ask him why he would say such a thing, why he would even think such a thing. And as I was saying also, the only thing I can imagine is that he went home and told his wife what happened, and she probably said, well, it figures she's that type of a person because she's done everything else she could to defame me. And this would just be the final piece.
She's done everything to defame you? So you think you're going to go and take this delusional thought process, go and confront him, demand Trying to. Demand answers. Restore your relationship with this dude who wants to have nothing to do with you. You're going to get some emotional closure or win him back, one of the two, right? After your child has died, two of them are critically wounded in the hospital, you're under suspicion, and he flat out rejected you. You're obsessed, romantically obsessed with not a rational freaking thought in your head. Diane's planning a pilgrimage to her long lost love instead of processing the trauma of murdering one of her children. Huh?
Huh?
Baby boo boo. She recovers. Yeah, give her a baby boo boo. She just shot herself in the wrong place. Notice she didn't say it was untrue. She said it was the furthest thing from the truth. Two different things. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Teresa. Really? I'd speak only highly of my husband's mistress. That's right, Orange. I mean, after all, you're the problem. The only thing I can imagine is that he went home and told his wife, and she probably said, "It figures she's that type." You straight projecting, ho? She's not your rival or your scapegoat. She's his wife. And if he wants to break it off with you, then he can do that. Yeah, he wouldn't be my husband for long either, but I'm definitely thinking that if he wants to break it off, he can break it off. You snorted. If he wants to break it off, he can break it off. She's not acting like a grieving mother. She's acting like her lover abandoned her. Nick's suspicion is devastating. He's rejecting her when she needs him the most. Her fantasy is falling apart. What did I do this for? What did I do this for? If he doesn't even love me. She's obsessed with the fantasy and caught between reality and delusion that she created herself, in my humble opinion. This is a whole ass mess. Well, it figures she's the type of person because she's done everything else she could to defame me, and this would just be the final piece. That lady ain't done nothing to you, girl.
And maybe he is just trying to find an easy out. Maybe it's a defense mechanism for him. He has to choose between her and me. He loves us both equally. And right now it's easier for him to stay with her because she's right there in the state. But he also can't deny the fact that he loves me. He never could. When I talked to him the other day, something was said about he had tears in his eyes. Oh, I know, it was when I saw him. I said, you can't tell me you don't love me, Nick. He says, no, I can't. And he does, and he couldn't deny that love. So maybe this is his way, his subconscious way of saying, hey, I don't love you anymore, and trying to live with it. Maybe if he thinks that I'm really as ugly as everybody is saying that I am, it's easier for him to accept that, and then he doesn't have to make a decision.
Oh my God, in the morning, this girl. Nick was trying to get away from you. He's not in love with you, girl. He was not invested. He was not torn. This is pathetic. He loves me deeply. He loves me as much as I love him. It's easier for him to stay with her because she's right there in the state. That's the only reason that he's staying with his wife. See, it's convenience and location and circumstance for him. He's not choosing his marriage over her. It's just because it's convenient, in the location that he lives in. He can't deny he loves me. He never could. Diane, you have selective memory, bitch. You really do. In her brain, it's not a fantasy. No, she thinks it's real. She's just making it up as she goes. So location, location, location. I wonder if his wife left him over this drama crime BS. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. We might find out on the tapes. Easy out? Oh, geez. My mistress and kids were shot in suspicious circumstances. It's not an easy out. It's every red flag in the world being planted in his yard. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Maybe if he thinks I'm ugly, it's easier for him to accept not being with me. What? That way he doesn't have to make a final decision. He already made a decision. He's choosing his wife and the distance and the boundaries. Bitch, wake up, Sarah Boone. Wake up. What's this one?
You need to leave.
Yeah, she needs to leave. Oh, we love hanging out with you too, Stoic. It's amazing the stories that you guys have. I'm always so interested in the things that are going on with you guys. Selective memories. Apparently, she's forgotten two of her children are fighting for their lives, and one is gone. Yeah, well, I don't know, Hannah. I don't know about that girl. I don't know. They're on equal playing fields to me. He wanted to get away from her delusional ass. Uh-oh. Hello? Nightbot is incredibly bossy. Smash that like button and subscribe. Do it now. Do it now.
So I don't know. I don't understand him totally. I used to. I don't. I guess I don't understand him because I can't understand how he could think that of me because
Well, here's the long and short of it. Man, this is a lot to take in, and a lot of times that I have to stop this tonight because this is a little bit of a turning point. I don't understand him. I used to. She's implying that she used to know him deeply and that she understands his emotions, right? Which is her fantasy intimacy that he brings to her. But it seems like now I don't know. I wasn't there, as allegedly says. I do not know. I did not see. But it doesn't sound like to me that he was sharing the deep emotional intimacy with her. Like Diane believes she had that soulmate bond, and he believes that she was a piece of ass. Am I wrong? It happens. It happens a lot. Thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate you. Turning on the heat, it's cold here. Okay. She will never take responsibility. She will never release her delusion. I'm sure of it too. I agree with you, Christine. She won't get released. Not now, nor ever, in my opinion. I agree. And if she does, we'll have to go up there and be like, "Excuse me, did you not hear these? We listened to all of it." Orange. She couldn't finish that she didn't care. Yeah.
like I said, think of me as I am, not as people say I am. And
You think he's influenced by
Charlene?
more than one person?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Laura. Laura's a clerk, and she despises me. Laura was. Laura and I didn't. We got along fine as long as I was doing what Laura wanted. But if I did anything, like I said, I'm an independent, outspoken person. I'll say what I want when I want.
I was going to say that would be like meeting fire with fire.
Right. Exactly. So we locked horns a lot. Only Laura had a wicked tongue, and I wouldn't. I would not spread evil gossip about anybody because that's as bad as stabbing somebody in the back. Whatever you do to their character while they're living is worse than killing them. But she had no qualms about it.
I don't understand these women. This is I say women in general in quotation marks that perceive other women as threats to them. That you justify conflict at work because you're intimidated by somebody else. That you interpret normal workplace dynamic as a power struggle against you. I don't understand that. She wants everybody to know I don't compromise. I'm not going to consider your feelings, and I'm going to refuse the social constraints of work here. I'm independent. I'm outspoken. I do what I want. I do what I want. I assert dominance. I am the authority. That's all she ever does is laugh in her in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fire with fire. It's not a badge of honor, girl. It's not a badge of honor. The parole board asked what her plans would be upon release. She responded about a retrial, new evidence. Guess she knows that she won't get out. Exactly. You are exactly right. And her lawyer was going to submit a new motion that next week. It's been a month and a week now, and I haven't seen anybody, or I haven't seen anybody talking about the motions, and I haven't seen anything come out. So, yeah, redundant at best. Absolutely, Christine.
And I get along with guys just fine. There are very few guys that I truly respect, totally. But I do like guys, and I get along with them. I like girls, I get along with them. But nobody makes a big deal about the fact that you have female friends. If you have male friends, that's all bad. Well, I had a male friend that was married, and his wife didn't like the fact that he and I would talk. Even though we were working together, she hated it. She was a friend of Laura's, and Laura decided that this guy and I were having a real heavy-duty affair, which was not the case at all. And so she spread it around the whole post office that Diane is a real whore. Well, people like to believe the worst of anybody. And because Mike and I did talk together, and we'd go out with the guys for a drink after work sometimes and stuff like that, it must have been true to everybody. And so Laura has...
This girl, no, she doesn't get along with other women because she sleeps with all their husbands. I agree with that. Whatever you do to their character while they're living is worse than killing them. The detectives are letting her dig her own grave. Yep. Neek. Neek. Fucking moral posturing with this hoe. They're evil, wicked, jealous, vindictive little bitches, but I got it going on over here. And everybody says, Diane was a whore. For me. Diane was a whore. Don't call me that. She's so contradictory. How many bottles do you think they can? Oh my. Dang, Abella says my violin again. Laura has a way of spreading the gossip around. You're a victim. I'm a victim. I don't cause the conflict. I'm a victim.
Has a way of spreading that gossip around, and it's very sad. And I lived with it. I lived with it for, 2 years I was in Chandler. And I laughed it off or sloughed it off or yelled it off. One day, this thing about this one specific guy, I went into work and they were giving me hell about it. And I said, all right, you guys, goddamn it, I am not having an affair. I am not sleeping with anybody. And you guys just lay off this person, leave him alone, and quit telling his wife that he's doing all this stuff. It's driving her crazy. And Laura goes, I didn't say anything about that, Diane. I said, I don't care what the hell you're going to tell me. I'll just shut the fuck up. I really yelled at her. And there was...
Sure, Jan. Sure. Okay. Get some rest. Absolutely. I would absolutely like to do that. Let me know. Her prison purse. Oh my God. You're too much. Tall cans. Oh, wait, hold writing that down. Christine's going to use that. Sure. She was the moral one. Yeah, sure, Jan. I really yelled at her. I gave it to her. I let her have it. I'm not having an affair. I'm not sleeping with anybody. And you guys could just lay off. Leave him alone. Quit telling his wife that he's doing all this stuff. That's driving her crazy. I don't care what the hell you're going to tell me. I'll just shut the hell up. I really yelled at her. Oh, but what comes next? There had to be a good crowd of people watching for it to work. Otherwise, it wasn't worth it. Right? She's such a rebel, a man eater, run of the mill hooer. Yes. Christine. She could have had an OnlyFans page shooting ping pong balls out of her. Whoa. Oh my.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Y'all are a mess.
There were about a dozen guys in the office at the time, and they heard all that. And after that, everything straightened up because they finally heard from the horse's mouth that it wasn't true. They weren't hearing the gossip anymore. They were hearing facts.
A lot of gossip around lots of offices.
I know. It is. It's true. It's like a big family.
It's a waste of time.
It is. And it's very dehumanizing. It's not only bad on the people that are being gossiped about, it's bad for the people doing the gossip because it's a sickness and it gets worse and worse and worse. So I won't do it myself, but Laura is real good at it. And we don't
I think I asked you for Nick, you said his name was
Robert Knickerbocker.
Robert.
Yeah. Terrible name.
When's the last time you put that?
I said in a previous life, but if I were to bet, I would have bet on Diane to be the one who had a prison HVAC baby. She absolutely would. She ain't got it going on now, though. She ain't having no babies now. Only felons page. Oh my goodness. Bullshit. It's so gross. It's bad on the people being gossiped about and the people doing it. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. She's describing her own behavior. She has a flair for drama, her own conflict generating tendencies. She makes herself look like she's all enlightened. I wonder if she's LDS. You know, like the enlightened one, like Lori Daybell. I wonder if they're family, like LDS family, like her and Lori Daybell. Not, you know. Oh Lord. I mean, she has the same moral superiority in the victimhood that Lori Daybell had. I wonder if they come from the same area. The rest of that soundbite is Diane Downs standing up too fast. Oh my God in the morning.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
No. No. I know that. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like LDS, like family of Lori Daybell, not overall. LDS people. LDS is great. Actually, they're good people. I don't mean that. I just mean like in Lori Daybell's family. No, LDS and especially in Utah, fantastic people. She's sliding back to Nick without even being prompted to talk about Nick. Ew, y'all are crazy. Y'all are oh my goodness. Do 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 do. Do do do. I can't hear you. We're going to hell. Everybody get on the train. Oh, thank you, Orange. We truly, truly appreciate you. I know that everybody in this chat appreciates your commentary and your time, and we love hanging out with you too. That's not sappy. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, well, Teresa. In Spanish, we say cada quien, each to their own, right? You can be whoever you want to be on these streets. You can think whatever you want to think, and you are allowed to do so. Oh, it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me bring it up because it's a little tiny picture of real life. If men hear her story, then it straightens everything out. There was at least a dozen men in the room. What name? Which one? Oh, cada quien. Cada quien. Each their own. There's a song called Cada Quien that came out a while back with a Spanish creator that I like named Maluma. And I mean, I'm not sure you'll understand it, but I will say it. He says, "Dejan de meterse ya en donde no les importa." It means stop putting your nose in other people's business or where it's not, shouldn't where it shouldn't be. Stop putting your nose where it shouldn't be, basically. Piénsalo dos veces antes de ir a abrir la boca. It means think twice before you open your stupid mouth. It's the best song ever. Uh, cada quien. No, cada quien. Cada quien a su gusto. Exactly, Jenny. Cada quien que haga nomás lo que le toca. Do whatever the hell that you want. Cada quien que haga nomás lo que le toca. You like that song? Me too. Mira cómo hablan mal hasta de su familia y no me imagino lo que dicen de la mía. Yes, cada quien. You'd have to look it up. It's by Grupo Firme and Maluma, which is a handsome young man in his day. You guys are amazing. I like sharing things with you guys. Okay, let's go back here. 44 minutes. We got to get to cracking. It's 2 hours in. Okay, let me be quiet.
About 3 weeks ago. I think it was, 3 weeks ago.
Did you, what was that meeting like? I mean, was it volatile or
No,
a good
it
meeting?
was real nice. I went out to see him. See, I had been talking to my supervisor.
She said something about a nasty name or somebody that she didn't like. When I was young, older Spanish, said they would teach me Spanish. They taught me to say, I'm hilarious. Ah! Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, they weren't teaching you Spanish. That's really funny. Like I said, stories. You got lots of stories. I am the whitest Spanish speaker in the world, I think. Does anybody know what that means? She has two cars and $2. Oh my goodness. I have a funny story. When I was I got married when I was 17, and he was Spanish, and he spoke very, very little English at the time, and I spoke very, very little Spanish at the time, and I went to go meet his family, and I walked in, and I was like, hello, and they're like, hola, and so I learned that you shake everybody's hand and you go one by one, and you you meet everybody, you say hello to everybody in the room, you do not reject anybody's handshake, you smile, wave, keep niceties. If they offer you food, you eat it, etc., etc. So a couple of different times that happened, and on the way out of the door they're like, adios, adios, goodbye, goodbye, everybody's saying goodbye. And I was like, I want a really solid way to say goodbye, and I want you to teach me a better way to say goodbye, but not just like adios. I want a really good way to say goodbye. And he goes, okay, this is what you do. You walk up to Uncle Jose and you say to him, chinga tu madre. And he's just going to give you a hug and then we can leave. And I said, that's what I got to say? Are you sure? You're not teaching me bad words, are you? He said, no. Walk up to Uncle Jose and tell him, you know, chinga tu madre. And I was like, okay. So we're on the way out, and I'm like, adios, bye everybody. Tío Jose, chinga tu madre. It was so bad. I was so embarrassed. Everybody, the whole party, it's like you hear the rip off of the DJ thing, like, like what? Skirt. Everybody turned around, and I was like, what? What happened? And my husband's like pulling me out of the, like, get out. Just get out. Let's go. Let's go. And he's so close. Was so fantastically laughing in the floor that I will never live the day down as long as I live. I am 44 years old. That happened so many years ago, and I remember that day like it was yesterday. And so from then on out, I decided that I would not let other people teach me Spanish, but I would have to make sure I knew what I was saying before I said it. And so since then, I have since used that word, but not in a goodbye sense. It was fantastic.
My Nick and I were the best carriers in the office. We were fast, we were good, and we were efficient. And he could send us out to do our whole route and then come back in and go out and do a half of another route and expect the same performance. We could be out on the street. Yeah. We'd be out on the street for 6 hours and we'd be doing just great. And so Nick and I were his favorites, his pets. Well, I transferred. Gammy couldn't stop that. But when Nick said he was going to transfer, Gammy said he'd fight that. He's not going to lose both of us. And so after I left, Gammy started telling Nick, no, you got to stay, you got to stay, you got to stay. And so whenever Nick all of a sudden did an about face and decided he was going to stay, I called Gammy, who knew us better than anybody. Well, pretty well. He knew Nick as well as anybody. I called and asked him what was wrong. He goes, Nick doesn't like you anymore. He really doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to hear from you. He really doesn't care, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going, how can a person that we've been together for a year, how can all of a sudden in a week he decide no? And
so did the whole office know that they were together? What the crap in the morning? What the heck is going on? In high school, my Russian teacher taught us a song to the tune of Frere Jacques. He told us it was, I am stupid. I just looked it up. A particular phrase means, I don't know. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the situation. Is there a Whitney here? Is Whitney here? Why can't I see Whitney? Oh, yeah, here you are. Hi, Whitney. So glad you're here. You're at work? That's okay. Shout out to TLC. Oh my goodness. So Nick doesn't like you anymore. He really doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to hear from you. He really doesn't care, etc., etc. And I'm going, how could a person that we've been together for a year, how come all of a sudden in a week he decides no and he doesn't want to see me and he's afraid I'm going to come back to town, etc., etc. What's going on? So why what I'm asking myself is that did everybody at work know? I mean, I'm from the even in the 80s and 90s, I would assume that the love affair in the office would have been secret. Her friend doesn't even soften the blow. They're like, straight rejection. He doesn't want you. She doesn't want to. He doesn't want to have anything to do with you. You're as clingy as saran wrap. Probably. She's not subtle. No. If you think the office doesn't know who you're boinking, you're wrong. Y'all don't know how to keep a secret. That's the problem. Most of the people I know don't hold water, I guess. But she's inflating a relationship, honestly, though. If she doesn't inflate the relationship, because he just wasn't that into her. Nick did not see their affair as a committed, like, 1 year partnership. It was a, for lack of a better word, it was a piece of ass. It was a booty call. It wasn't a reciprocated emotional connection like she has. You think so? I don't know. Did he? Let's find out. Let's live together for a time. I don't know. We'll see if they said. Eek! I had not seen that part yet, but we'll go over some of this, and I'm not sure we'll be able to. Well, I mean, we'll be able to find it later, but the little part that I did see was that he had reported to police that Diane was attempting to stalk him and seemed willing to kill his wife if it meant that she could have him to herself, and that comes from that Wikipedia. Ooh, it's scary. Kazana, we'll have to find that out. You're probably right. I don't know for sure. Dang, mommy dearest. She probably bothered everyone at his work about him. I bet she did. Well, the 80s was about the time that post office. Yeah, is it really? There wasn't very many stalkers laws back then. That makes sense. She's definitely the definition of postal. You guys think she would have went after his wife if she could have gotten away with it? That's a scary thought. If he had changed his number, she would have been pounding on his door. Yeah, probably so. You got to find your guy whenever you got to find him, especially if you're inflated to that direction. Dang, he knew she was cray. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that. I mean, it's not. She's not that profound. Like it's literally, kill the kids, kill the wife. Everything sorts itself out. Domino effect, right? She doesn't like rejection. It's uncomfortable for her. You're not ever gonna accept, Diane, that you're the threat, bro. He's afraid of her and suspects her now. This is crazy. Why is her identity so far rooted into needing to be desired by men? The term going postal came from that time frame. Oh, you learn something every day. I didn't know that. My kids were shocked when I explained going postal's origin. I've never thought about that. I'll definitely have to study up on that because I'm uneducated in that direction. I didn't know where that came from. Interesting.
And he doesn't want to see me, and he's afraid I'm going to come back to town, et cetera, et cetera. What's going on? So, and his wife had been calling and harassing me. She called my parents, tried to tell my mother what a whore I was. That Charlene is his wife, his next wife. she would write to me and tell me all these. Basically, what she was saying to me about me wasn't so bad. Like I said, I can live with that. I didn't like what she was saying about him. And so, anyway, Danny was saying terrible things, Charlie was saying terrible things. And so I decided to go back and find out who he was.
Mumbling. She starts mumbling, but his wife has been calling and harassing me. She tried to tell my mother what a whore I was. So she's still a victim. She's still a victim of the jealous wife. So her pattern so far today: women, enemies; men, validation; wives, obstacles. There you go. Rejection or perceived abandonment. Yeah. Yep. Antisocials, in my experience, cannot handle rejection. Makes them obsessed. I saw it again and again. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. She does not handle rejection well. She cannot tolerate being disliked or criticized. All all female all females are conflict for her. It's not rational. It's not rational. I was saying terrible things. Charlie was saying terrible things. So by accident, she accidentally like admits that she was having. Oh no, Hannah, I'm sorry. She accidentally like admits reciprocal toxicity. So basically, when she says I was saying terrible things, Charlie was saying terrible things, she was making herself. She doesn't usually take ownership of anything. So for her to say that she was saying terrible things is an accident, completely 100% accident. She avoids that shit like the plague. So I decided to go back and find out from the end what was true and what wasn't. I borrowed Chuck's car, keys in the ashtray, take it. So he has set the boundaries, told her he doesn't want to have anything to do with her. She says she's going to go back to Arizona. She's going to get the answers. She's going to confront the people until the truth matches her own feelings, right? Instead of letting a breakup stand, going and having a drink and crying on your pillow, getting under another one, creating distance, respecting the wife or Nick's boundaries. She's just intrusive, obsessive. Because she's insecure, she has no real self-worth. She her finds validation through sex and the attention of men. Absolutely. I agree with that. Yes, Cindy. And I think it makes her feel powerful to use sex. Yeah. Jodi Arias vibes. Yeah, we find a pattern in a lot of these women that do things like this. It's crazy. It's crazy to watch. I mean, I guess that's why the psychology behind it is so fun because we can. To me, it's fun because we can break down each person individually, but then you also see the likeness between groups of characters, right? The Lori Daybells, the Sarah Boones, the Jodi Ariases, the Casey Anthony's, that kind of thing. Remember, she put on a diaper and drove across country to confront her boyfriend. She sure did. She sure freaking did. I'm going to shower. I'm in a buttload of pain. Wish me luck. Teresa, I wish you luck. Please be careful. I'm so sorry you're feeling bad. We all hope you feel better. And I hope that that does help you. Christine does too. Definitely Jody vibes. Yeah, I agree.
What was true and what wasn't true. Yeah, that's still going. It's still going.
Okay.
So I went back out there and borrowed Chuck's car. Chuck is a sweetie, and he's a real good friend of mine. And I called him up that morning. I said, "Hey, Chuck, can I use your car?" And he goes, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in 10. Can I use your car today?" And he goes, "Sure. Keys are in the ashtray. Take it." And so I did. And I went out on the street. And first I went and I saw Chuck. And he gave me a big hug and a kiss and said, "Boy, I miss you, Diane. I wish you'd never left." And I said, "Yeah, me too sometimes." And
So there's yet another man. She's a network of men that are ready to enable her at every turn. Um, ew. Yeah. Oh, you guys are so sweet. They all support her. Like the men seem to adore her, or that or trust her, but they all seem to accommodate all of her needs, while every woman she's ever met has been an obstruction in her way. She takes somebody's generosity as proof that she's valued. I saw Chuck and he gave me a big hug and a kiss. Boy, I miss you, Diane. Whoa! Good morning. Good morning, puppy dogs. Good morning. They had a hard day. They've been sleeping and recuperating from their fist fight. Teresa, we're all sending you healing thoughts. She's a woman who uses her wiles. She paints herself as not needing to be, but as fully wanted and missed and adored and significant, central to all the men in her life. It's raining men. Hallelujah. Raining men. Yeah. Man, can you imagine living in this like internal fantasy like that? Being that I don't know. Her talents are geared towards men. Her talents.
That is correct.
Male approval. It's her whole identity. Ugh.
Then I went.
Why did you leave, by the way?
Okay. I left because my parents have been trying to get me to transfer up here for 2 years because of the grandkids. And I've been putting it off and putting it off because of Nick. Nick and I have been together for a year. For the first year, I was pregnant with a surrogate baby, and as I said, my parents, they don't really like it. And so I didn't want to bring it here and defame them in the community because they thought badly of it. And so I was, I stayed there for 2 years. They really only tried for the past year, I guess, to get me to live there. But I was with Nick, and I didn't want to leave. Well, I could see Nick. He would come and be with me, and he wanted to be with me. And then the guilt would override him, and his wife's nagging, and her perplexed questions on it.
Bitch, her wife is not. Oh my. Hold on. Let me take this to get myself organized. Diane, let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me read the chat, and then I'm going to tell you something. Because you are ridiculous. She watched too many episodes of Cheers and thought she was Norm. As are her talents. Yeah. She probably could remove chrome from a tailpipe with her mouth. Oh, my Jesus. Edith, how are you feeling? I'm so glad you're here. Curious. Oh, okay. You are not right. Mm-mm.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
Bet that bunk cake she made for the guy sucked. Right? I agree. Edith in the grotto. So glad to see you. Bellis. Okay, I left because my parents wanted me to transfer because of the grandkids. So she's presenting herself as uh, obligated. I'm a good daughter. I'm sacrificing things for my parents. No, no, you could stay. You could stay. We don't mind. I do hope you're feeling better as well. She's doing the image management thing right now. Ew. Too many women are easy and think men like them for their personality. No, lady, it's because your coochie is all inclusive. Whitney.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia of...
She ain't no Sharon Stone. Oh, I just got back from the emergency. Oh, girl. I'm so sorry. Yeah, get to feeling better, please. Please get to feeling better. Jeez. She's still saying that Nick and her had been together for a year, so she made this complex choice and noble, considerate choice to do the right thing. I stayed because of Nick. He wanted to be with me. Nick is pursuing her, needed her, and he was emotionally dependent on her. She stayed because of him. Then the guilt would override him, his wife nagging, her perplexed questions. What happened to us? She frames his wife as being a nag. So rude. Anything to try to destabilize the positive in the relationship that they might have while he's trying to recover from an affair that he should have never had. Oh, yes, Nightbot, thank you. Please smash the like button if you don't mind and subscribe if you haven't. I would love to see you guys again in chat. She's living in a Lifetime movie that she's making up as she goes. Yeah, make sure you take care of yourself and get plenty of liquids. He'd go back to her, then come tell me we couldn't keep the arrangement because you have no boundaries. He's trying to end the affair with you. He's trying to stabilize his marriage. Maybe he's remorseful that he freaking did what he did. Yeah, she's very lucky she didn't come after her. I mean, in all reality, we don't know what the plan was next. Hmm.
Like, I don't understand what's happened to us, et cetera, the guilt would just flood in on him and he'd go back to her. And then he'd come and tell me, no, Diane, we can't keep this arrangement anymore because it's driving me crazy. And I'd cry and I'd say, fine, whatever. And within a week, he'd be right back because he really enjoyed being with me. We really were a good team. We worked good together. We laughed together. We could do anything together and it complemented each other. We were just made for each other. And he couldn't fight that. And he loved me and he couldn't fight that. But he would always be overridden with the guilt about her, too. He says, one day he said, at night when I go home, he and his wife used to sit at the kitchen table and talk. He goes, I can't even sit and talk to her anymore because I see you instead of her. And he says, I just can't do it. When I lay down at night in bed, I think about you instead of her. I can't keep doing that. And so.
Oh, yeah, Diane, because you're so irresistible, unforgettable. You're so dominant in his man's mind. You're the real partner he wants. That's why he keeps leaving you and going back to her.
Told you this just.
No, this was a long time ago. A long time ago. And that's why I say it's a pattern. He would stay with me. He'd want to be with me, but he would stay with her out of obligation. And she would say something ugly about me. She finally found out what was going on, and she'd say something ugly about me, and he'd jump right to it. That does make sense. That's why he said that.
I don't understand where she's coming from. How in the world you were not even there? You're not in the middle of his living room while his wife is having this conversation with him. There's no freaking way that you know. If you're committing adultery with someone, that does not mean you're a team. Content, thank you. Thank you very much.
That is correct.
He'd want to be with me, but stay with her out of obligation. You're inflating your own self-esteem, dude. If he loved his wife, he wanted the stability of going back to her, you should have just respected the boundaries. He wasn't staying with her out of, well, I mean, maybe he was staying with her out of duty. I don't know. But the fact that is he took an oath. She'd say something ugly about me and he'd jump right to it. I don't understand that. I have a great relationship with the Amazon delivery man, but I'm not out here stalking him. You know? I do not have a great relationship with our Amazon delivery man, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get angry. He throws enough stuff for all of us. He throws my stuff. That's what it is. He almost broke my doggy Scooby snacks, and I almost cried. because those are my children. Content, it's really nice to see you.
He'd jump right up and believe her because he says, she's never lied to me before. Why would she lie to me? And then it would turn out I could prove to him that it wasn't true, whatever she had said. And he would say, oh, okay. And just different, I can't think of any specific instances right now, but different little things like that. She would, like, okay, one time she said I called and hung up on her. And Nick says, where were you last night at 4:30? And I said, I was driving from here to Phoenix. And he says, why? And I told him why. And he says, oh, why? And he says, because Charlene got a hang-up phone call. And she says, it was you. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't.
Well, if it was a hang-up phone call, did they have caller ID in 1983? How the hell did he know? Or how the hell did she know? Here's an idea. Don't mess with a married man. Oh, phenomenal. Oh, Nick. Yes, she has nicknamed him Robert Knickerbocker. Nick Knickerbocker. Or she fell for the lies of a man who cheats. I love you, but I can't leave because. Cindy, that is a great point. That is a great point. Yeah, that's the nickname. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's innocent in this at all, by no means. But if he's trying to set up boundaries and trying to patch up his relationship, the least you could have done was respect those boundaries. No caller ID for everyone. Star 69? Whitney. Smartass. I see what you did there. Is it that time?
But he believed her until I could prove to him that I really was, I was on the road. How the heck am I going to call? So it's just things like that. He's too ready to believe the worst. Typical, I guess. I never thought that of him. I never thought of him as a typical person, but I guess in a way he is. But he doesn't like kinks, like I said. And if I'm calling and harassing Charlie, he doesn't like that. But anyway, so he was caught between doing what he wanted to do and what he did, what he felt that he needed to do. So this last time he moved out of his place. He was living in an apartment. He and I were getting along just fine. And then Charlene did something. And it just screwed him up real good. And he says, that's it. I'm taking off for Texas. They came from Texas. I'm going to go think for a while. And he took off for 2 weeks. He didn't tell me he was leaving or anything. And I was pretty much staying with him at the time. And he had been promising to make me popcorn and stuff like that, which he never got around to making the popcorn.
So random. So they were in an apartment and they were getting along, and she was staying with him sometimes, which led her, I mean, he kind of led her on to believe that they were in a more stable relationship if he got an apartment and he was away from her. And so, whatever the villain wife did to disrupt their good moments had him taken off for Texas and going to think for a while. To distance himself or whatever. He didn't tell me he was leaving or anything. So he did or he didn't because he said that's it. I'm taking off for Texas. I'm going to think for a while. And then you turned around in the same freaking sentence and says he didn't tell me he was leaving or anything. I was pretty much staying with him at the time. He'd been promising to make me popcorn. So she's saying that she stayed with him 1 day, 2 days, 6 months? I mean, put a timeline on it. This is confusing as hell on purpose. He could have called the operator and asked. In the 80s, was it like that? Could they have called the operator and asked? I guess that's probably true. I didn't think about it that way. Where are the kids when she's staying with him? You dial 0 and talk to a person back then. Oh, okay. Hmm. Let me put this in perspective. In 1983, I was 2. I was 2. Yeah, the story keeps getting worse and worse. Bizarre, yes. Charlene, was that her oldest? Yes. Cheryl was her oldest. Cheryl. Cheryl was her oldest. I'm sorry. Cheryl was her oldest. Charlene was the neighbor. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. I was confused for a second there. Cheryl was the oldest. Charlene was the neighbor and a friend. The friend that she called the everyday Diane. No, Sharon was Nick's wife. Charlene was the neighbor. Sharon was Nick's wife. We're gonna have to write all the. We need a. Who's got the whiteboard? We need the whiteboard, or we need a cork board with all the tacks and strings. Sharon was the wife. Charlene was the neighbor. Yeah, there we go. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. He had been promising to make me popcorn. He promised to make me popcorn. Does that mean that you're going to have future babies? Popcorn is not intimate. It's meant to be love because after he fights with her, he comes back and he sleeps with me. That's how I know he's the love of my life. You were also 2 in 1983? We was just babies. Yes, I think they may have been with their dad, but not positive. Who's got their murder board going? I know, right? We need these names. My goodness. James Anna. James Anna. Was 23 and had just come out and having a great time in the clubs. Abella's up in the club. It's your birthday. Shaking money maker. Pushing the dryer out the door. Well, in my experience, yes, popcorn equals love. Oh, my goodness, Orange Rose, you and I, we're going to have to talk. We're going to have to talk. We are in our 40s now, my love. We do not equate popcorn with love. You were 15. You were 21. 15 and getting emancipated. You were 15 in the clubs. In 82, I had my first baby, and this case hit hard. Also, my name is Christy, so I felt a connection to Christy. Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. It's beautiful that you had a connection to the children even way back when. That's a long time to feel a connection with a case. Now, you talk about cheesecake, that equals love. Cheesecake equals love. Right, babe? It sure does. Popcorn does not equal love, but cheesecake does. Even my husband agrees. Going to work? Yeah. All right. I love you. I love you too. Please be careful. I will. Hey, hey, thank you so much. Be safe. The year of freedom. I was 23 and pregnant with my third child. Wow. Oh, okay, Samuel. Thank you. We'll try. Maybe we'll skip it this time and do it next time. Appreciate you though. Hey, Abel, let's do the honors. Thank you. Oh, I've been saving it. You.
You need to leave.
You need to leave. Samuel, at least be a good troll. Dang. Mwah. Be safe. It's an order. Oh, Abellis, you're super, super cute. Super cute. He's a maniac doing weird stuff. Anyways, all right, let's keep going a little bit.
Because I'd stay with my kids in the evening. After they would go to sleep and my sister would come home, I'd go on over the mix. So it was usually late in
Okay, so there's our answer. The sister was there. The sister was there. But it was too late to make the popcorn. It was AKA too late to make the love.
it was too late to make popcorn and sit and eat in the middle of the night. So anyway, he took off for Texas at this time. He was gone for 2 weeks, and during that 2 weeks, Eugene Logan called and said,
Samuel, are you all right? Are you okay? Are you good? You good, dude?
Alright, you had the right to remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. Alright. You good, dude?
All right. I hope you're good, dude. Yeah, I think so, Hannah. Yes. Yes, please. Interesting. I'm hoping he's okay. He's having all kinds of issues. He's having problems with breakfast. He's having problems with his meals. Blink twice if you need help. Samuel. My goodness, I'm worried about him. He did. He figured out I ate his Butterfinger. He figured it out all right. I think Hannah put Samuel in the corner. He was having issues. He wanted us to do awful things to his breakfast and the other meals and to his mouth. Apparently he's having some issues. Troll on 18-wheeler.
"Hey, do you want to transfer to Eugene?" I said, "Yes." And the reason I took the transfer was because I couldn't stand to watch him go crazy forever. He would have forever gone back and forth between her and me, and it never would have resolved anything. I would have been his mistress forever and ever. And I don't like that. I'm better than that. I deserve better than that. I deserve as better as much as anybody else. And so I couldn't stand there and watch that anymore because he'd get real bad headaches. It was just bad on him. And so when he came back, I was supposed to leave in about 2.5 weeks, and he came in 3 weeks. And he came back from his trip, and I said, "Nick, I'm leaving." I explained to him that I was leaving, and he said, "Okay, that's fine." He's hard-headed as can be, and I still love that about him, but he's bullheaded, stubborn, male pride, chauvinist, if you want to call it, but I still love him. And he says, "Fine, Diane, maybe it's best that way." And that isn't what I wanted to hear, but I expected it of him. And I said, "But I do want you to have..."
You don't see him? Hold on, let me open my phone up. Oh, Samuel, where are you? Did you delete your own self? Have you self-deleted off of the chat? It happens. Freedom is good for body and soul, Abellis. That sounds like an adventure. I agree with that. Let's see. I agree with that. They might be there with you. All by myself. Don't wanna be. Well, maybe they deleted their own, stuff. That's cool. They can do that. Troll on 18 wheeler. Yeah. Samuel McCandless. We'll just do this. I got you. I got you. Don't be confused. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Samuel was just. We got a raid. Oh, where? What? From where? She said Nick was coming back in 3 weeks and she was leaving in 2.5. But when she came back, she said, "Yeah, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome in from wherever you're coming from. I can't see that we're raided or botted. One of the two." Yes, I know. I gotta get it. Popcorn. You know you've made it when you get the popcorn. Night House Media. I can't. Why can't I see it? Well, thank you. Let me see if I can find it. Dang it! I don't want to be rude. Everybody, welcome. Just those just coming in that I can't even see. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's my first ever raid. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Everybody, meet Rat House Media. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're talking about Diane Downs. Do me a favor and drop Rat House Media in the chat if you would, Bellis. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all. It's your sleep meds. Most of them have been dropped over into the to the vertical live. Chat rats. I love it. It's so nice to meet all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Chat rat raid.
Some pictures that were taken of some professional. Did you see the pictures on my TV?
Yes.
The pictures of me. And the pictures of Nick. The pictures of Nick on the TV is the man. That's Nick.
That's who that is.
Yeah.
We were wondering.
Yeah. Of course, who else would it be? So anyway, I wanted him to have those pictures of me because I was going to be gone. And he.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Carolina 4th. All these names are messed up in here. It's very rude of YouTube to do that to us, but thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Did you drop that channel, Hannah? I cannot wait to go sub up. Thank you so much. There's the channel right there. Make sure you guys go sub up. You've been sub. You've been sub for a while. I need to make sure I'm going to do the same. Let me make sure I did the same. Yeah, some of you are in the vertical live. If you're in the vertical live, and you might be able to hit the pinned link up there and get back to the regular chat. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Let me make sure I go sub up here. Here we go. Go to your channel. So broadcast, what do we broadcast? Our pirate signal and hack into the matrix. Amazing. That sounds like a whole bunch of fun. What was your live over tonight? From Mississippi, it's Saturday night. That's amazing. What were you doing it over? I love the little rats. Crazy-eyed cheese. That's amazing. Oh, you were on for 2 hours and 40 minutes too. Yeah, it's been a long Saturday. I love it. I'm gonna go check out your content. I will make sure that we look around and see what's good over there in your community. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. The vertical live. So I guess StreamYard, this thing where I stream from, a lot of people that use OBS, I don't know if they have it or not, but they called it Mars. So you're able to stream both the regular live and a vertical live at the same time. So if you back out of the vertical live and go to the channel, you can see that there's two lives playing. One has a phone by it, and the other one is just regular. And so, yeah, you have a regular live and a vertical live. And so it has a different background and everything over there. Our wizard, our guardian of firelight is over there with a smaller picture and it's purple. And then the regular logo is in the regular live. A name here. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. YouTube's done us dirty. We talked about a lot of random stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. Thank you very much, Abellas. True crime trials, etc. I love it. What's the last trial you covered? I'm gonna love it. I bet I will. Oh, you guys are mad Danny went to bed? I'm sorry. You guys are amazing. Southern cats, most of them are over in the vertical live with the telephone, so it's hard to see them. Going over. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Danny. We appreciate you. We got rats and trolls. The troll's gone, but the rats are still here. It's amazing. Yeah, the name thing is very annoying. Hopefully they'll get that fixed. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, okay. Most of you met through the Karen Reed trial. Okay. Very good. Very good. So they're going through a lot of stuff. That Karen Reed trial is still going through growing pains, isn't it? I think we met, most of our chat met in Allegedly Speculating. And then in Allegedly Speculating took us through the Madeline Soto case and the Sebastian Rogers case. There you are. Now you're over here. Turtle Riders. Bye, Danny. It was nice to meet you. You're trying to free Turtle Boy. Yeah. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thanks for hanging out with us. Like I said, we're going over Diane Downs. This case is like 42 years old, and this delusional hag just had her 2025 parole hearing, and we went over a 5-day series on that. She's very narcissistic. She's a little egotistical. She has some problems. She's self-inflated. Free Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy makes you giggle, especially over his Lauren Matthias coverage. Yeah, that's right. We did meet on the Allegedly Speculating Lives. His eyebrows, they be thangin'. His eyebrows will be thangin' for sure. I've seen them. I have not covered Lauren Matthias or Turtle Boy's eyebrows, but I have seen them, and I do agree. He's definitely a brow daddy. You guys are great. Eyebrows. You guys are great. That's funny. Free Turtle Boy for 99 cents a day. You too. Get free Turtle Boy. What area am I in? As in location? You dropped the CrimeCon body cams. You're going back to bed. Thank you so much, Allegedly Speculating. If you would do me a favor, Hannah, just drop Allegedly's link so that anybody who wants to go see the CrimeCon body cams from Lauren Matthias and Christina, feel free. That needs to stick. Turtle Boy and the Sharpie eyebrows. So have you guys gone over the Lauren Matthias stuff and the 9-hour live? We did not. I think allegedly speculating went over a bunch of that. Me, I stuck to, like I said, Diane Downs and her delusional self. And we've gone through her 2025 parole hearing. We're going through the bedside interrogations, and that's what we're going to get through today. And then tomorrow we're going to pick up the 2 audio diaries, and then we're going to go through Robert Knickerbocker, aka Nick's secret recordings. It's going to be great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that he was covering it. I didn't get a chance to watch. A lot of the Krama channels this week have taken off into space, and so they were originally talking about Lauren, and then they were gone. They were doing stuff. They were doing stuff. But I will definitely go back and check out Turtle Boy's coverage, especially since you guys are trying to free him. Is he in YouTube jail? Thank you so much for being so supportive, Southern Cats. All right, let's get back to it before we run out of time. I've kept you guys here for a long time. These 2 different lives are so weird. Why did YouTube do that? I think to bring in additional people, if I'm being honest with you. I think they're trying to give it the vertical live goes into a different algorithm than the regular live. So I think they're just trying to get it out for smaller creators. Well, I mean, even bigger creators, it just kind of gets you out into a different algorithm. I've on several channels, and Turtle Boy covered it too with his drawn on Sharpie eyebrows. So hard to focus when he does that. Yeah. Yes. Lauren, true crime needs help. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't say it like I'm supposed to, but if Law and Crime was to put out her pain, they applied for it. I mean, you have a fundraiser tomorrow? Turtle Boy fundraiser tomorrow. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, one is live in the shorts and like the vertical, like up and down as opposed to the side by side. So yeah. You can see on the news this week, some floor guy was walking down the road and a speeding car clipped a turtle that was trying to cross, and that man got hit in the head by that turtle? No way, Whitney. You're lying to me. What in crime? Imagine just going out for a walk for your health and you get hit in the head by a turtle. They typically are, Cheryl. It's a you can go live from your phone and it's in vertical, right? So I think what they've done is they've given creators who use a different system to stream from the option to do it from PC as well or tablet, etc. So you can do both a live in a regular setting and a vertical setting as well at the same time. Because of somebody's vehicular incompetence, why did the turtle try to cross the road, Whitney? Answer the question. Made it through 2 hours and 30 minutes of Lauren's live. She didn't get to the point, wouldn't name the stalker. My BS meter rose quickly, and my gut said, bullshit. Were they killed or just hit in the head, Whitney? There's a huge difference. Oh, we need to catch up. I do. All surrounding bullshit, witness intimidation, and really the First Amendment. Once you go down the Turtle Boy Bunny trail, uh-oh. You made it through 2 hours. That woman content is very surprised at you. Yep, that's why it looked like that, Norma. So if you're in the vertical live that looks funny, you you go and click on the channel itself. There's a pinned link in there, but some say it's not working. You go to the channel itself and hit the live, and you can see there's 2 different lives going. One has a little phone by it, and then one has the regular live, and you just click on the regular live, and you can get over here. It's all fun and games till you get a turtle off the melon. You guys are amazing. Okay, let's go back to this gaslighter.
Gaslighter, denier, doing anything to get your ass farther.
He saves pictures. He's not a split person. If he loves somebody, he loves them, and that's it. It's never. He doesn't just sleep with anybody, and so I wanted him to have pictures because
Well, he did you, Diane. He doesn't just sleep with anybody, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't sleep with just anybody.
he had pictures of every girl that he'd ever really been close to, and so I gave him the pictures. And he took them and said, okay, fine. Then the next day after work, he says, Diane, I want you to come over to the apartment for a while. And I said, why? He goes, because I want you to take some rain gear. It rains a lot in Oregon, and I had no rain gear. I was from Arizona. I'd only been a carrier for 2 years, and he was from Texas, where it rains a lot.
Does it rain a lot in Oregon?
Yeah. I'm finding out that it does just a little bit more there, but it's a nice rain. It really is. So he says, I want you to come get some rain gear. I don't need it here in Arizona, and you just come and get it and take it with you. And I said, okay, fine. So I went to his apartment, and he ended up teasing me, and I said, Nick, please don't tease me. So we ended up fooling around. And then I looked at him later and I said, why did you do that? And he goes, because I was teasing and it wasn't fair. So we ended up fooling around. And then the next day, it was the next day. After work, he was just fine. He was just the same old Nick. We were still buddies at work, still real close. But there was no real intimacy. We were just, but that's what I really loved about us. We didn't have to ever really fool around. There was just an intimate closeness that a lot of people never have. And I'll never forget that. And I'll never regret the fact that I had a relationship with him because of that. He made me feel special no matter what. So anyway, there was still that closeness between us, and he couldn't take it away and he couldn't deny it. And that night, it was on a Wednesday, he called me up about 9 o'clock and he goes, Diane, you still want that popcorn? I went, yeah, well.
This is, who the fuck is Turtle Boy? Oh, she has something. You can call it daddy issues if that's what you want to call it, but he has something. So, what the heck is going on? Sorry, my phone's going off because it's more important than what's going on around here, isn't it? Hush up now. Back to sleep. Oh, okay, Swan, thank you for coming in. Hi, nice to see you. Rat House Media's community came to see us, so we were kind of just chatting it out. I'm so glad you made it in. Definitely has issues. Definitely has issues. We'll have to look into Turtle Boy whenever we get off of these Diane Downs streets. I haven't done much looking around, and we'll have to go and check out Rat House Media's community. Looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for the raid. I am really appreciative. Thank you so much.
How are you? And he says, I'm at the apartment. Come on over. Well, up until then, he'd been back at Charlene's house. So I went over there and I was sitting on the bed. It was just a one-room apartment type thing. I was sitting on the bed. And he was walking around straightening stuff up and dusting because he hadn't been back there since he had gone to her house. He was super clean. I mean, the man irons his Levi's. He's immaculate. And he was walking around and I said, I kept biting my tongue and I said, Nick, I am dying to find out what is going on. And he goes, nothing. I haven't been drinking. I haven't been smoking. Charlene and I haven't had a fight. I'm just not happy there. I'm not comfortable with her. I want to be with you.
Why does she keep calling this lady all different names? Is she? Hold on, hold on, hold on. What does she say here? She's about to piss me off. I sat on the bed. He was walking around, straightening stuff, dusting because he hadn't been back to the apartment. He's super clean, irons his Levi's. Gotcha. He's walking around. I kept biting my tongue and said, Nick, I'm dying to find out what's going on. And he says, nothing. I haven't been drinking. I haven't been smoking. Charlene and I haven't had a fight. Is it Charlene or not? What the heck? Why does she? I think she's saying the wrong person. Ugh, this is annoying as hell. All right. Who is, or was, I guess? Carol, who passed away before, married to Audrey, married to Lois. What? This guy, how many wives did he have? I'm developing dual personalities. Oh, during his affair with Diane Downs. Let's see. It is Charlene. Dang. What the heck is with all this? Listen, Elizabeth Diane Downs keeps giving us all of these different phantom characters and things going in and out of her life. It is so hard to keep up with who's who. So Charlene is the wife of Nick. Somebody asked me earlier, and I think I said Sharon. I lied and everything. It's rude. So who the heck is Sharon? Disposable. Disposable. Christy was her daughter. Charlene was the wife. I don't know who the heck. So who was the freaking neighbor? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, to hell with this person. Cindy. At best. At best. I'm dying to find out what's going on. Bitch, you're the mother of your injured children and your dead oldest child, but you are dying to find out what's going on. It's a poor choice of words, if you ask me. Auto not correct. Yep. Yep.
And I said, fine. And so from that point on, he said, I want you to move in with me and stay here, at least till you have to leave. And I said, okay. And then as the 2.5 weeks progressed, I fly, and I was taking flying lessons at the time, and I soloed before I left. And I was doing all kinds of stuff. He was doing all kinds of stuff. He went out flying with me one time, and he got to pilot the plane, and we just had so much fun. We'd go out with our friends and have our farewell parties and stuff. And it was so good. We were so happy. Once I was cooking supper, and he started big old tears right in his eyes. And I went over and I kneeled down and I said, what's the matter? And he says, it just makes me so sad when I think of you leaving. I mean, there were so many promises that were made, so many dreams that were planned. And he says, I want you to ask the postmaster to let you stay. And I said, okay. And he had this gold chain that he's been married twice. That's another reason he hesitates to get divorced again, because he's already been divorced once, and he's afraid they're trying her out, you know. He worries about it, because he is a person that likes to be cared for the rest of his life. And I guess Charlene had convinced him that I was unstable, and yeah, it all makes sense. God, poor Charlene says I did this. That makes me even more unstable, and it really wouldn't trust me. Anyway, all this comes together as I talk. I'm sorry, things in my mind come out. So, okay, so he had this chain that he got from his first wife. She bought it for him, and she was a real bitch. And he got real mad at her one time and ripped it off and threw it at her, because she would always throw it up and say, well, look what I did for you. I bought.
This has nothing to do with her children. This is fucking nothing to do with her children. Charlene says I did this. That makes me even more unstable. What does it have to do with anything? Things in my mind come out so fast. Yeah, okay. Your fantasy narrations. Getting rid of evidence of her being there. With that many men, it would be hard to keep track of the wives' names. I agree. She's got this long story about the first wife and then some object and then fighting and then ripping chains off and violence and what are you talking about, bro? Whoop. Yep. Turn right. Wow. Why does she always demonize that wife too? She always demonizes the wife. How the F is she talking about her ex dude's wife in an interview about her kid's death and shooting? Absolutely. And why are they letting her? Why are they letting her project? You know? Charlene's the real danger, not me. I'm stable. He's the only person who ever wore that chain. Well, the symbolism of your little pure romantic, chain. It almost never comes off. He's so loyal. Well, when she says later that maybe Charlene did it, oh my gosh, does she say that shit? She's all over the freaking she's making me feel like I'm all over the place.
Off that chain, it was $150 or $200 or whatever. And look what I've done for you, and you're doing nothing for me, et cetera, et cetera, you know? Yeah, that's exactly what he thought.
Big deal.
Big deal.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you again, Colleen. Thank you so much for stopping by. Horse chores at 5 a.m. Yeah, that comes early. We'll drop by and see the horses. We'll definitely have to come by. Thank you so much, Colleen. Sleep sweet when you get there. She's so much more concerned about Nick than anything else. Absolutely. It proverbially letting her hang herself. Absolutely. Dang it. All right, let's listen.
So he ripped it off and threw it at her and didn't put it on until he was getting his divorce. And then he put it on. He's worn it ever since. Well, he and Charlene had a real big fight a few months ago, and she ripped it off, gouged a big hole in his neck, and broke it. And that's the second time he's been off in his life. And she went and got it fixed and apologized and everything. He put it back on. He's the only person that's ever worn that chain. It's only been off those 2 times. And when I was there at the apartment one night, I wear 2 gold chains with a diamond on it. And he goes, "Take that shit off your neck." I went, "What? My gold and diamond?" He said, "Yeah, take it off." And I took it off, and I said, "All right, why?" And he goes, "Because you're going to wear this. You're next woman." And I said, "Okay." And he took his chain off, and he put it around my neck. And at that
Excuse me? Excuse me? What? Your next woman?
Huh?
Wow. So he blatantly went out with her and friends while married? Really? Apparently, this dude doesn't give a shit about anything. He just comes and goes literally as he pleases. Stable as a 3-legged chair.
that isn't love. I mean, the chain that's never been off his neck except in 2 heated battles. There's nothing. There's so many promises and so many deep feelings. I know he really cared.
Did he take that back? Or?
No.
I agree.
He did ask if I would send it back. And I said,
exactly.
I can't take it off. Because he told me, "Don't you ever take that off." When I went back to Chandler this last time to see him, that's what we were leading up to.
Chandler the last time to see him. Yes, it's not just you. It's supposed to be about her children. And it is exactly the same as the parole hearing and the parole hearing before that and the one before that. The diaries are even worse. Full of nonsense. Nothing to do with the case, and no one stops her from rambling. They never have. Isn't that odd? In all of these years, they just let her freaking talk about whatever, however, whenever.
Attitude. When I went back to Chandler this last time to see him, one of the purposes was to find out who was lying. Was Gammy and Charlene lying, or was my heart lying? Was all the things that Nick and I did together, all the happiness that we had, was that all just a lie? Or does he really love me? And maybe he's trapped there for a reason. Like I said, Charlene's family has money. Maybe he's afraid of being stuck. I don't know. He has admitted that. He says, "What if they stick me with all the bills and we get nothing? What if she gets a huge amount of alimony and we've got nothing?" And stuff like that. He's afraid of money and power, and her family definitely has that. And so I had to know for myself who was lying, Gammy and Charlene or my heart. And so I went back there and I saw Nick. And I just walked up and I said, "Hello, Nicky, how's it been?" And he said, "Fine. What are you doing here, Diane?" And I said, "I just talked to him." And I said, "This chain is not my chain. I don't care if it's $500 worth of gold or not. It doesn't mean a damn thing except the love that you put around my neck. And it's not mine. It's not mine to keep. And if you don't want me to be in it one day more, then I shouldn't have it. And I said, I want you to have it back. And I tried to take it off and I still couldn't. I said, I just can't do it. Will you please unhook it? So he did declasp.
Oh my God, today. I want you to have it back. I tried to take it off. I couldn't, so I had to get him to unhook it. You make a freaking ceremony out of everything. Who the hell are you? 50 Shades of Delusions. Absolutely. You're living inside this prophecy that you're saying this guy kind of allegedly made to you. The next woman. You're the future. She doesn't see herself as the person who's having an affair with a married man. Now, if it's true, if like the slime ball says you're the next wife, she sees herself as the future. He did that to her, if that's true. She's trying to make a soap opera finale. Antonio, ¿por qué? Fall on the couch. Theatrical much? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
And then I took it out of his hand and I said, I'm going to do the same thing to you that you did to me. I took it out of his hand, I put it around his neck, and I said, you wear this because I love you. And we talked, and he wrote to me. He's only written to me once when I first got here before Charlene started lying. Yeah. He wrote me a neat letter. This is what we had was so special. We never even had to fool around. There was just something between us that was so good, and I can't wait till I'm there and we can do it again. Something along those lines. But he was saying how special everything was. And I said, with that letter, you can't tell me you don't love me, Nick. He goes, no, I can't. But it can't be, Diane. You're over there and I'm over here.
You freaking writing the shit as she goes. Well, no. Probably not. I shouldn't say allegedly. I said maybe. I don't know. I got to think of a better name, right? Or a better thing to say. It can only be the way it was before or not at all. What we had was so special. I can't wait until we can do it again. Even if that letter existed, he's not promising her anything. You have no. Show the receipts, Diane. Because every fucking time we see you, you talk about how we don't have the transcripts, we don't have anything, we don't know shit about shit. Show the freaking receipts, Diane. All in your freaking head, bro. Who are you? Why is she interrogating these these people? You can't tell me you don't love me. It's like watching a movie. I bet they're like got their both hands just gripped onto the table and they're leaning forward at her every word during her emotional interrogation. There's no conversation there. These guys haven't said 10 words since they started. You can't tell me you don't love me. Nick says, no, I can't. He loves me. This confirms everything. It can only be the way it was before or not at all. Don't tell me to move back if you don't mean it. That's all I needed. That he loved me. Is this Sarah Boone's mom? If he loves me, I win. She doesn't want a possession. She just wants somebody to love her. Crescendo. I'm not controlling, I'm loving. It has nothing to do with your fucking kids.
Gaslighter, denier,
Because the only way we could be back together is if it was the way it was before. And no, he said, no, I said, you're my very best friend. And he goes, no, it can't be. And I said, why? And he says, it can either be the way it was before or not at all. And I says, don't use a slip of the tongue. Don't tell me I can move back to Arizona and everything will be like it was before if you don't mean it. And then he caught himself and he looked at me and says, no, it can't. Don't come back to Arizona. So it was all I needed to know was that he loved me. I don't want to possess him. I love sharing my life with him, and there were so many promises that were made, but I don't want to possess him. All I wanted to know is that he loved me and that our love wasn't a hoax. He wasn't just playing me on. Because that would just devastate me, because he's the only man I've ever truly respected 100% and never doubted once. And that would just kill me if he did. And he
Stop using those words first off, Diane. That would just kill me. He's the only man I've ever respected 100%. So she's like meshing her identity of him with the pedestal that she's placing him on. Morally, he's better than anybody. Emotionally, psychologically, he's the center of what makes her worth anything. He's the only thing she has that grounds her, that makes her worth a damn. He didn't ever ask you for that power, first off. He didn't ask you to put him on a pedestal. Ridiculous. Oh, yeah, could be. Sarah's mom or Jody's mom.
didn't. And that's all I needed. And I went home and I was so happy and I told my parents, Nick loves me. Whether he's here or not, it doesn't matter. He loves me. And that's all I needed to know. And my mom says, you really shouldn't worry about it. Nick is a smart man. They really like him. And I said, my mom said, Nick is a smart man. For all you know, he's getting a divorce right now and he's making your name finally look good for the first time. And that's
What? So her mother's reinforcing her freaking delusions? Maybe he's divorcing right now. Don't give this shit validation as a mother. Good night. Thank you so much for coming over. I really appreciate you. We'll definitely hang out in your chat soon. I really appreciate it. If that letter existed, she would have been waving it like a flag in its frame. Amen. Amen.
I know that's right.
Why do your don't mother dearest, do not affirm her fantasy and give her permission to believe in this false false truth. She only keeps the pieces that sustain the fantasy, and if you add to that, you're an enabler. You're as bad as she is. Maybe that is where the codependence comes. Like you said, we haven't gone over the full Wikipedia and decided what the relationship between her and her mother was. Let me get a glass of water. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Excuse me. Don't read your Discord messages from until you're off stream. Okay. I promise I won't. Christine, thank you so much for the 4.99 super sticker. Tell me what it is. Can I see it? Let me see if I can go in here to the live and see it. And see what it is. The live. Live? Hello? Are we live? Yes. Live. Oh, I love it. It's like a lemon. Hey, hush, hush, quiet. It's a lemon and a tiny. Is it a lemon and a tiny lime? It's too cute. Thank you so much. Curious, you're amazing. Let me say thank you properly. And I really do appreciate that. For that, I'm going to send you a pizza. We have a special today. A Christine special. I think it's like a lemon and a little lime. It's a little baby lime. with sunglasses. That's the cutest thing ever. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Christine. It's been an amazing evening with you guys. So it's fixing to close out on us. I know it is. Because we're at the end, the 1 minute mark. All right, let's see what she says to close this shit out.
Post office. Everybody said the reason he and Charlene weren't getting along was because of me. Well, it just so happens he and Charlene weren't getting along for 2 years before he even met me. Had nothing to do with me. You can't ruin a good marriage. And so my mom says, just play it cool and let it go. And that was it. It'll never happen. Never. So far, so good.
Yeah, it's still going. Well, we've just about run out here.
Told you I'm
I
going to do. I'm sorry.
I think we ought to take a
break.
Take a little break. I've got to walk down the hall, and you probably might like to do the same thing. We'll leave you here for a while. See, the time is 15:25 hours. Turn this thing off.
Are you afraid now?
Wow. So we made it through that. Stepped through something that was very hard to dissect this time. It was very hard to dissect this one because the words that she spoke in the hospital interrogations have no emotional aspect behind them for the children. I'm very upset about that. I'm very upset about that. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. This is the cutest thing ever. Abellis, by the grace of the divine, Jody didn't unalive her kids, and they were rescued before they perished. Jeez, I didn't even know Jody had children. Didn't have any idea. She's given her account, but she's like building a story, like brick by brick. Some alternative world that she believed in from the beginning. So I mean, some of the story is the same from the parole hearing, but very little of it actually matches the timeline that she said. You know, the very first one that we heard had a lot more to do with them actually questioning her about her children. I thought that that was a good interrogation. But this second one was her 100% concentrated on Nick, concentrated on the chaos of the kinks that this man had, and reframing her love obsession with him. It's crazy. We saw what her priorities are, right? Not her children, not the lives of her children, not the gravity of what she did, not the detectives that are sitting beside her. Her whole emotional center was Nick. So, how are we to believe that she was not of the mindset that if I get rid of these obstacles, aka my children, that she would be able to be with him forever? And then the second obstacle in that was Nick's wife. And the popcorn is most important because it symbolizes love for her. Yeah, absolutely. Verbal diarrhea. The interrogations are supposed to be like, for us these days, 40 years later, it's supposed to be like a case study. I'm more confused now than I was when we finished the parole hearing. The first day, I felt like I knew what I was talking about, but today, I feel like we're going to have to go through her diaries, her secret diaries, not so secret diaries, and then go through the secret recordings with Knickerbocker, with Nick, so we can move forward. So I can start pulling these little threads out because I don't know what's going on in this little fantasy. Jody lost her kids years ago. Thankfully, she didn't unalive Ruby's kids. Oh, you're talking about Hildebrandt. I'm sorry. I thought you guys were talking about Jody Arias. Yeah, Jody Hildebrandt. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was confused. I should mind my business. You're going to hit the hay. Thanks for everything and spending time. Stay on the good side of life. See you next time. Christine, thank you so much. We're about to head out as well. Just mulling over the last of it. Thank you so much. He left her so she thought by getting rid of the children he would come running back to her. But I'm sure she knew that the wife was an obstacle too. So really what was her sinister plan? Because I'm thinking she at least had to think of ways to get rid of the wife. She couldn't just leave Charlene in the picture. I really appreciate you, content. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys walking this through with me. I'm going to take a breath, pick up on the next interrogation. Actually, we're going to pick up on the audio diaries. That's what we're going to pick up on. So, on our way out, I'm going to listen to our song, take a deep breath, and then end it out for the day. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow so we can finish talking about this. Oh, sorry. No, you're right. It was probably Arias. My bad. So, Jodi Arias had children too? Did she really? Let me look. Let me look. She had siblings. Jodi's at Arizona Department of Corrections today. No, Jodi Arias didn't have any children. Okay. Okay. I was thinking, like, well, we're talking about Hildebrandt then. Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. And thank you for covering this with me. There's no reason for me to do this if you guys are not here. Stop. 2, 3, breathe. 2, 3. Make your way to sense. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate everything you do for me. We'll see you again tomorrow.
We found the flame in the silence when the world forgot our names. Whispers turned to promise. In the dark we stayed the same. Ashes carried stories, falling stars and sleepless nights. Every scar became our glory, every shadow fed the light. We are the ones who guard the fire, through the smoke and through the fight, bound by truth, by heart, by wire. We keep the echoes burning bright. No crown, no fame, no higher name, just sparks that cut the endless night. We are the guardians of firelight. Broken glass and faded letters. Truth is heavy but it sings. In the quiet we are tethered by the warmth that justice brings. We don't bow to false horizons. We don't fade when others hide. We are born from fallen icons. We are flames that never die. If the light should fade away, we'll breathe it back, we'll make it stay. Every tear's a spark in gray. We guard the light, guard the flame. We are the ones who guard the fire, through the smoke and through the fight, bound by truth, by heart, by wire. We keep the echoes burning bright. No crown, no fame, no higher name, just sparks that cut the endless night. We are the guardians of firelight.